Huzzah, I think I found all the things. Yes, I found all the things. Booyah! Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to For Severity. We are on to session 15. Hot diggity. Welcome to For Severity. We're on to session 15 of the OG campaign, our homebrew D&D adventure. We're here every second Sunday at 5 p.m. PST, right here at twitch.tv/WarForSeverity. If you're looking to rewatch or catch up on past episodes, subscribers have access to our episodes immediately after they air over in the channel's VODs. Those who aren't subscribers, all episodes are uploaded to YouTube 1 week after they initially air. You can find us on YouTube by searching Roll for Severity or simply click the link down below the stream. I'm Ominous Giggle, the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by some of my fantastic players. We have Not Nathan, Mel, and Jeanette. Unfortunately, Jamie will be unable to join us for this evening, but we are hoping to have her back for next session. Before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. One, each month we donate a portion of all proceeds that are received by Roll for Severity to a charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and sales from our store. This month's charity is the BC Children's Hospital Foundation, a foundation supporting British Columbia's Children's Hospital and researching ways to transform and improve healthcare for children. If it wasn't for this foundation, we wouldn't have our fantastic Not Nathan. You can check out their website at bcchf.ca or on Twitter at bcchf. The Roll for Severity store is up on tpublic.com/user/rollforseverity, or once again, you can click the link down below the stream. We've got our character up on there, the new crew photo, and as more things occur, I'll be adding more stuff to the store. And number 3, amidst all of this mess that is going on with COVID right now, the quarantine, social distancing, and all that, I want to stress how important it is for people to make sure that they're taking care of their mental health. As people, social interaction is strangely something that we kind of crave and need. I know it feels weird for some of us, but even just doing silly things like hopping into a voice or video call with some friends, using web services and watching a movie together, chatting with people in general, going for a walk around the block, stuff like that. All of this is really important, especially right now, because with so many people feeling so isolated, we need to make sure that we're actually reaching out and talking to people, because otherwise it fucks with our head a lot. But yeah, so without further ado, to the group. What happened last time?
Lots of misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings, my ass.
There were some.
I don't know what you're talking about. Currently, Theo and I are having a parental child dispute, of which we are...
Petty?
Petty is not the word.
I think it is.
Hey, I didn't try and kill... I wasn't the one who inadvertently almost got me killed or lit on fire.
Yeah.
So let's just make this very clear. Nothing Kay has currently done to Theo has resulted in almost Theo getting lit on fire, or almost. I only got laid on by a giant robot cat dog octopus thing.
You say that nothing you've done up to this point has resulted in people almost being on fire, but you did shoot a stick of dynamite at their feet.
But there was no intention behind it. That was an accidental act. That was, my goal was to shoot it significantly farther than the roll provided.
That is fair.
You know what? I'm going to drop a stick of dynamite, a dwarven dynamite at my feet and see what happens. That was not how the situation unfolded. It's completely different. We went to a marsh. That also happened. There was a large bug. Annah,
that we were worried might carry me away.
Didn't it carry you away?
No.
My brain's very foggy from that. There was paranoia about it kidnapping children, and Annah was in love with it.
Yeah, so we're still in the Marsh of Doom and giant bugs, going to continue the quest for the wizard that was interrupted with Kay
Oh yeah, and I fixed the boat.
Sorry, what was that, Jeanette?
I fixed the boat.
Yes,
That you did.
Oh, that was the last thing we did. Because
Yeah,
we
we
were gonna get in the
survived
boat and go places, probably. We're gonna try to go places.
Yes. Syl is a little bit smaller now, but that has
because the only times wild magic has ever occurred in this campaign is it just shrinks people.
Yeah.
That's literally
That's more horrible shrinkage than yours. I shrunk to like a third of my height.
Yeah, you shrunk 11 inches.
I went from the tallest group member to not. Okay, I'm just as traumatized as you are. Like, you're football size now. If we're not careful, we could kick you across the marsh.
Our mom could take you away.
I need to. If I roll that exact combo 2 more times, I stop existing. What happens if I stop existing because I shrunk past 0?
Point of existence.
Oh, I mean, I guess we'll find out. I mean, at the rate we're going, we have 100% chance of rolling that number again. So,
Anna might grow.
Statistically improbable, but based on our repro steps, that's what we got.
Currently, our current repro is 2 out of 2. You get a wild magic surge, you shrink.
I don't remember the name of the marsh that we're in.
The Doan Wetlands.
Doan, that's it. Thank you. I wrote donut. Okay, that's why I was confused. I have donut on my notes.
Why did you write donut?
Because this place is clearly secretly delicious, and Anna loves it because of all the rare and delectable bugs that can be found here.
Just a giant donut, like a giant donut that got left abandoned, and then it started rotting and it made a swamp. Obviously.
That'd have been one hell of a giant donut.
I'd love to meet that baker.
Yeah, I want to see the oven they baked that thing in.
It was clearly a rotisserie. The dough went in and out of like a giant kiln, and it just rotated.
Yeah.
So then by the time the dough reached the farthest out point, it was cold, and then it got warm again, then it was cold, it got heated, which is clearly why it made the marsh, because it wasn't properly cooked through, but it was still a donut.
Yep, alright. That was how this wetland came to be.
Yeah, looking at my map, there is no donut on that map.
Conveniently, none of us can see your map, so we're gonna choose to believe it was made by a donut. Theater of the mind. It's a beautiful thing. And who said it was a conventional donut? Have you seen a honey cruller?
Sadly.
Yum.
And I say sadly, mostly because I haven't seen one in a long time, because I haven't gone to Tim Hortons.
You can get honey crullers from not Tim Hortons.
You can, but that would also require me to go out and actually, like, bother going to a coffee shop right now. Or something of the sort.
Yes, don't be me. That's a terrible life choice. Be better than me. Anyways, I
So,
believe
you're currently
we're
in the
gonna
marshes.
take a boat.
Well, you have a boat.
Is it easy, like, is it wet and deep enough that we can drag this boat around with us, or is it going to be a hindrance at this point?
Or can it just float in a direction, and can we take it that way?
So as you're all staring in awe of this freshly repaired boat, maybe awe isn't the right word, relief. You're staring at relief at the freshly repaired boat, which may or may not help you on your ventures, as your path ahead is uncertain, as you're getting ready to carry on. Currently, there is not any feasible place, like, we're just going to push the boat, or, like, drag the boat along here, or, like, paddle along here. But from your experience traveling through the wetlands thus far, there are definitely several large patches of water, some of which you have had to traverse around in order to progress forward. And so the boat, based off previous experience, would theoretically be useful. At this current moment, though, it would require you to portage it.
That sounds like a pain for someone of Anna's size.
Conveniently, we have a robot cat dog octopus thing that should be able to take care of this problem for us.
It might help pull one side. Probably need someone else to help hold the other.
Will it though?
Let's see. You know, Theo has a strength of +1. Like, I think this is doable.
So Theo's holding one side and Cat Dog is holding the other?
I'm really impressed. No one made Kay do it. This is great.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Hey, what's your strength?
I don't know what my strength is. I haven't used this arm recently to try and find out.
Wait, I made a robotic arm. Why is that not helping with this?
Technically, I'm as strong as Theo is.
Yeah, I think we want to ease Kay into things. He's had a rough few days and nights, specifically nights, so...
Yeah, it's been like, what, a week since I got this arm? Who knows what's gonna I'm gonna lift a heavy thing and it's gonna be like, ah!
There's something heavy, so they're just like...
That ain't right.
Well, it's better to find that out now before we get into a fight with something and it pops out. So I say, Kay, help carry this.
You know what? Fine.
Excuse
me while I attempt to roll a d20 for strength to see how well this works. Right?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get Theo and Kay to roll me a d20.
Oh, alright. That should be plus one.
Give me a strength check.
Ooh, so...
Theo is very much more capable than I am.
Theo has a modified 20.
Kay has a 12.
Okay. Well, it was not a very high DC to pass on this, because you're working together to carry the boat.
Son of a bitch.
So you are able to grab the boat and get it up and over your heads and kind of basically have it as a giant hat as you're going along. It does slow you down a little bit, but in comparison if you're just walking without it. But over the course of the next hour or so, there's a couple of times where it's like easier to like drop it into the water and climb in and go across a patch of water than to make the venture around. The sky itself is heavily overcast with clouds. It doesn't look like it's going to rain currently, but as you've experienced in the past, that could change over the course of the day. Sylvania, you are 11 inches shorter than you were the day before. Climbing onto Dog and sitting on Dog is not as comfortable as it was before. It's not as easy as it was before. And you're definitely feeling a bit more of like the bubble around as it's moving along, and you're just kind of bobbling along on Dog's back. By now you've definitely realized you've gotten shorter. Almost a foot shorter. Yeah, you were 11 inches shorter. You lost 30 your height.
You're not supposed to grow. You're a robot.
You made organic metal? Wow. That actually sounds like something that the dwarves might want to purchase.
Sil, I kind of want to talk to you about that. I'm going to stand up beside Sil and say that I don't think I've grown. So I think the odd factor out here is you.
No, I think you grew. You're taller than I remember you.
Hey, did I grow?
No, I shrunk recently. So you know what? I'm just gonna go with you shrunk.
I find that improbable.
Did you use magic recently?
When am I not using magic?
Precisely. You shrunk. Oh, my bad. Precisely. You shrunk.
As occasionally Kay just walks along, just like pushes it up higher just to make it kind of like tip forward for Theo.
Need to stretch and down.
But on the bright side, Sil, it means you can grow again, right?
Is that how magic works?
I don't know how magic works.
Does that
Says
mean
the
I can
druid.
be my height again?
Of course. I believe in your ability to get taller.
I
saying,
believe
I've done
in
a
my
lot of
ability.
before and I've never shrunk before. Lots of things have blown up, but nothing's ever shrunk.
Well, today you learned.
Are you sure I didn't just accidentally make you all grow?
Yes, because if you made me grow, I'd be taller than Theo.
What if I made you and Theo grow by the same amount?
I'd still be taller than Theo.
Because logic is irrelevant.
Because K uses logic?
Exactly, it's why it's relevant. So,
Regardless, yeah. Keep moving.
says as you progress throughout the course of the day, as I said, there's several times where you encounter large patches of water that you kind of plunk the boat down, climb in, paddle your way across, and then once to the other side, kind of pull it back up, and Theo and Kay get it back up and over their heads. They portage along. Does anyone here speak Draconic?
I do, and maybe Theo. I have to check.
No. I do.
Yeah.
So Anna, Kay.
Theo does not, but Anna, okay.
Theo does not speak Draconic?
I think it's just Celestial that I'm seeing on.
I thought Theo could.
I thought it was Dwarven and Celestial. I could be wrong. I'm only seeing Celestial.
Really? I'm looking at her page here. She's got Celestial, Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Where are you seeing this? I'm in Features and Traits.
Proficiencies in languages?
Alright, well, I'm going to side with the DM on this one, obviously.
Yeah, if you go into your proficiencies, that's where you'd... Because the features and traits, that just tells you what you get as, like, your bonuses. So, being Elven gets the being Warlock gets the bonus of...
Oh, bottom left. Here we go. Okay, yes, I see it.
Good.
So everyone but Sylvania can speak Draconic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone was really surprised when Kay could. It was great.
Yup. Not as surprised as when they knew you could speak Sylvan, but...
No, because none of them can. It's great.
Yup. I need the three of you to roll an intelligence check.
Uh-oh.
Our team's problematic.
Rolling for Theo first.
Okay.
Theo has an 18.
Kay has a 4.
Oh. Anna has a 4.
Theo's paying real close attention
Woohoo!
in comparison to the rest of us.
So, Kay and Anna, you hear some mutterings that...
My head's in a boat.
Yeah, it's kind of echoing for you. And you're kind of like mumbling to yourself to go along, so you're mostly just hearing that.
I'm going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship into the sky.
Theo hears some muttering, some mutterings in Dracon, like almost like a chanting, and as Theo's mind is like trying to translate what they're hearing into what Theo's brain processes in reverse language, that moment of realization, it's already too late. The muddy ground beneath your feet shifts and twists as thorny vines and roots erupt from the ground 20 feet in every direction of you.
That's rather inconvenient. What the hell is going on?
I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
That's less than ideal. Oh, wait. There's math involved in this.
It is 12.
Oh. I appreciate that we're all just varying degrees of awkward when it comes to using technology. Ooh, a 14. That's not the worst.
Okay, what was Theo's?
12.
12. Okay, what was yours?
14.
Okay. Anna, what is yours?
6.
Okay. Anna is 6. Sylvania.
7.
Okay. And I need my bag of, or my thing of dice. Yep.
We don't get to be publicly shamed by your dice rolls?
No.
How depressing.
Agreed. You have to use the same program as us. We always get to see the DM rolls.
Since when?
Shut up. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Okay, so I need...
It can inform us whether to be happy or sad in advance. We can roleplay our parts better if we know if we're going to be devastated or not by the actions about to forthcome.
No, see, if you know the rolls in advance, then you don't get that. Because then you're like, oh, I'm already bummed out for it. But as opposed to that moment of, oh, shit.
No, I'm pretty sure that moment just comes a little bit sooner.
Sometimes Giggle gives us a, oh no, and then we don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, because it
goes, because you literally got a nat 1 or a nat 20, and it's the same for both.
So
yeah, that's the problem. Because oh no could be oh no for him
or oh no for you.
Us. all of his reactions apply to both the party and to him, and it sucks because it means we learn nothing.
Yep.
Alrighty. I need this page for a moment. Alrighty. So, as you're walking along, you are in this environment. You should be able to see the...
Oh dear. Oh. Well. That's rather inconvenient.
Hello.
Oh. I see it now.
So the big block here is the area that the roots are in. Now, what you're seeing as you're looking around, there's water and trees both to your left and to your right, and another patch of water up ahead. Emerging from the water are several green-scaled lizard folk. Features very similar to green anoles, including a red fan on their throat that kind of frills out as they hiss and growl at you, extending from basically the base of their chin down to about the top half of their chest. Stepping out from the trees ahead of you, you see a black-scaled lizard folk, and his features are more akin to a black-girdled lizard. Spikes protruding from the back or from the edges of its head, and square plate-like scales just covering its body. In one hand, it dons a shield, and the other hand, it has a bundle of long wooden javelins, which immediately just impales onto the ground. Strapped to its back,
awkward.
You can see a massive bone that has been chiseled away into a large hammer. Hiding behind the black-scaled lizard folk is another green-skinned lizard folk, bone necklace and bracelets dangling from its body. The black-skinned lizard folk points at the group and yells in Draconic. And for those of you who speak Draconic, essentially it's yelling, "Kill the intruders. Their flesh will serve as tribute to Yogg."
I think he wants to be friendly. I have no idea what he's saying, but that was the sound of a friendly person.
Delph, shut up! They want to murder us and feed our flesh to the thing that they worship.
Anna's gonna yell, throw down the boat! Use it as cover!
So, Kay is going to throw it to his right.
Just one moment.
Or at least, that is going to be a thing that Kay does. Because my option is throw it on Sylvania, or throw it to the right.
So basically you're throwing it there?
Yes.
Presto, you have a boat.
Hey! Look, there's a boat! I wonder if our behavior was predicted.
I can't imagine how I'd ever predict what you guys would do.
It's a sort of cover.
I mean, it's probably like half cover.
From one thing.
If we drop to the ground, like, a spear will probably hit the boat first. From anything coming from that side. Anyways.
So you currently have the boat off to your right side.
Yep.
You have, like, thorny vines and roots surrounding you. Just so you're aware that everywhere in that red square is considered rough terrain.
Perfect.
Okay. But it doesn't hurt us to move, right? We're just reduce movement speed?
You haven't moved yet, so you don't know.
Well,
These are the points.
conveniently, I have a bow.
Alright.
Alrighty, so we are starting at the top of the initiative as
Top of the round is
the black-scaled lizard folk.
Go figure. Sure.
all of them, or the big one?
Specifically the black scale.
Black scale.
Okay, that's that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was learning how to ping. I don't know how to do this on a mouse.
Click and hold.
Today
Yeah.
I learned.
The black scale lizard folk. So he goes and he pulls one of the javelins out of the bundle that he slammed into the ground. And looking at the bundle, you see there's probably close to 20 or so javelins.
This is gonna suck.
He's fully prepared to pincushion people.
Okay. Well.
And so he's gonna make his. How far away is he from you right now? 35 and 40. Okay. Okay, so he's going to make his throw at the first javelin. And Anna does a 25 hit you.
Well, thanks for asking. As a matter of fact, it doesn't.
It doesn't because you use Sylph as a meat shield. Hey!
He hits me.
So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
As a javelin comes lobbed up and over and comes down. It like grazes along your arm. It gets a pretty good gash on there, but it doesn't actually impale you.
I don't like these guys.
And that is... And then he's going to take it to him, basically raise that up in front of himself, and that is his turn.
How convenient.
So now we're on to K.
Cool. I'm going to take my bow, and I'm going to shoot him with a hail of thorn.
You're shooting the blackskin or black scaled?
Absolutely. It's the
Okay.
only thing that, because there is something behind him.
Okay.
I don't know what that thing behind him is,
It was another lizard folk.
but I want them both dead.
Fair enough. Alrighty. So roll your attack for the Hail of Thorns. Or roll your attack for the shot and...
I did well.
You did do well. That is a nat 20.
We're starting off the round really good.
Yep. Alrighty. Roll me... roll me your damage for that. So it's double the dice.
So for... It likes me!
It likes you. It really likes you.
So that's the damage for the arrow.
Yeah.
16. I also need to do damage for Hail of Thorns. Which anyone within the squares around the target has to do a dex save of 11.
Dex save? Okay. Okay, it succeeds on that. Does it take half damage or nothing?
It takes half damage.
Okay, roll the damage. And does Black Seal also has to take a dex save, correct?
Next time you hit a creature, this spell creates a rain of thorns that sprouts from a ranged weapon on ammunition. Yes.
Okay, so Black Seal also passes. Okay,
Cool.
What is your damage?
1 sec while I roll. So half of 7.
Okay, so it is rounded down, so 3.
Well, F you thing that attacked my friend.
Alrighty, that puts on to Theo.
Right. So, question.
Answer.
As far as Theo's concerned, and maybe Anna too, how are we super aware of how many enemies are around us? Like, we know that there's someone behind us.
Yeah,
Right.
when like at this point they're not making any effort to conceal themselves.
Okay, so this guy's not actually in cover then.
No, he's got what are the sets of cover? I need that. I need that.
Technology.
Because he, in order to hit him, you would be firing through, like, some of the mangrove trees, which are very branchy trees. So he'd have about half cover, so he'd get +2 bonuses AC.
Damn.
And that's specifically because going from Theo to him is going to be going through that tree.
All right.
It would not be for that. Would not be for that. It would be for both of these two. Can you see my ruler when I draw like that?
Yeah.
It's
50.
purple.
Yeah, so these two you would have half cover. This is a bush. Oh no, that's also war trees. So this one would also, but this one here and this one here do not have any kind of cover from Theo.
So the question is Theo feeling lucky?
We'll see. Theo then, knowing that this one's a little bit more obscure, is going to go right off the hop and just shoot a, what is that called?
Eldritch Blast?
Blast.
Eldritch.
Yep. At Buddy Boy here.
Okay.
So. As a
Appreciate
17 hit.
13
17.
17.
or 17. 17 does hit.
Hooray! We learned a thing.
So roll me that damage.
We learned that 17 in a crit 20 hit.
Woohoo!
For 8 points of damage.
Alrighty. So Theo winds up and ends up casting off that Eldritch Blast, and I think this is like the 3rd time something has actually been hit by Theo's Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
Not that Theo hasn't tried.
Not for lack of trying.
Very good.
But yeah, the blast like hits in the shoulder and it kind of staggers back, splashing a bit into the water as it grabs its like picks up its jab again and kind of looks back at you. Very, very ticked off.
Okay.
Is Theo doing anything else?
Oh, right. Theo probably has more actions. Oh, Theo's gonna crouch down and try and be in more cover with the boat.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys kind of like have the boat on its side.
Yes.
Yes.
Not in the position that it's displayed, but more of on the, it's a more useful protective barrier side.
That's fair. Yeah, it was also the boat picture that I found. It was like, this is a canoe.
Makes sense. It works.
No, I demand a sideways canoe. Also a shrubbery.
Draft it right now. Yeah, that's all Theo is going to do.
Suddenly a shrubbery.
Sorry, I appreciate our DM.
But you get no sideways canoe. You ask for too much. So Theo's crouching down. Pardon?
I asked for something you don't have an asset for.
More specifically, you ask for something that I don't have an immediate access to an asset for.
And a shrubbery was in the list of immediate accessible things.
Yes, it was. So Theo will get, we'll say half cover with the canoe. So that's a +2 bonus to AC as long as it's coming from this side.
The right side.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Yep. Alrighty. Sylvania.
Alrighty. So, get dog to go first. And difficult terrain doubles, right?
Yeah. Doubles the amount of, or doubles the distance it requires to move.
So that's 10, 15, 20, and then this becomes 25 because I move out.
Technically, it would be
10, 20, 30. That's 35.
10, 20, 35. Yes. And so you're riding through there on dog?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then dog went first. So that was dog's turn. Just move forward.
Yeah. I need to roll for damage.
You rolled. You moved into threat range.
No, you went going through the spike growth.
Terrain. Oh well, I didn't move. I suppose that's fair. Dog is gonna feel this in the morning.
Sylvania's gonna feel this too.
To be fair, I don't have much option other than to move. I don't have range options.
Well, that sounds an awful lot like a Sylvania problem.
Okay, so let's see. 3.
Jokingly, Kay tries to get into the boat and hides in the boat and shoots out of it.
Oof.
It's gonna hurt real bad.
So Sylvania, both you and dog take 13 points of damage as you try and rush through the
Unyieldy thorns?
yeah, you rush through the spike growth.
Yeesh.
That hurts.
Spike growth is a nasty spell.
Apparently.
Me gets the
Alright,
feeling
so-
someone's getting slugged after this.
Hey!
I am perfectly capable of healing myself. Keep that slug away from me.
You've never even met the slug. You don't know anything.
I think you know where Slugsworth came from, though. Did we make that
Yes.
connection? At the
Yes.
time?
Well.
And plus, Anna
Theo-
had shown Slugsworth to Sylvania when you were first on the wagon.
Yes. Sylvania knows what Slugsworth looks like. Does not know what Slugsworth feels like.
Or is
I do
for.
not want it on my body simply from what it looks like.
Theo and Kay, when they made the connection that Slugsworth was from the weird camp place we stayed at, were like, nope, we're going inside, we're staying there, we want nothing to do with all y'all, y'all are terrible.
I love it.
And, I mean, Sylvania still thinks everybody's trying to kill her. So, or is demon possessed? Demon possessed.
Demon possession.
That was the one.
I didn't say anyone was possessed, did I?
I'm
Yeah, you thought that Theo was
specifically.
I thought they just had a demon.
Theo was possessed by a demon.
Oh, I think Theo's possessed by a demon. Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for my turn now, I want to, after getting really hurt on Dog's turn, I am going to try to stab the guy in front of me.
Okay, and
Please tell me you have something with long reach.
I have a lance.
Perfect.
the lance is like really awkward for you to hold on account of
Oh,
you're so
you're-
much smaller. Your lance is like 3 times as long as you are.
Yes.
So,
It looked kind of funny when I was,
already
50% taller than this.
Yeah, it was already odd when you were as tall as, or when you were taller than Dog, but now that you're about the same height as Dog, it's even more awkward. So yeah, roll me your attack.
Okay, that is. Oh, what was my bonus for that?
That is a value
There we go.
above 0, less than
17.
17.
That's a decent value.
So as you take your lance and you go and thrust it forward, the black-scaled lizard folk takes his shield and once again brings that up and manages to deflect the hit of your lance.
Well, I use my bonus action to tell Dog to dash on his next turn.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Ooh. This makes Anna's turn or the little green lizard men thing's turn?
This makes it Anna's turn.
Oh boy. This is complicated now because Syl is in the thick of it.
Syl is in the way.
And this changes things. Yeah.
It changes things for you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Sorry, I have to do some counting to see if I can not hit Syl. So I was looking at Theo stuff. Sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right. What I want to do is cast Entangle or Millipedes.
Yep.
I want to cast it right here. And it will go around in a 20-foot radius.
Okay, and what does Entangle do again?
Entangle. Millipedes surge forth from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range. For the duration, these bugs turn the ground into difficult terrain. A creature in the area, when you succeed on casting this, must make a saving throw or be restrained by the millipedes until the spell ends.
Ooh.
Creatures will be restrained and cannot use its action to make an attack or anything. They can try and make a strength check to break free.
Okay. So that was going to be a 20-foot
Square.
Okay, let me go. I need to draw a shape. Oh, bugger off.
It's purple.
Is, or at least
gone.
Yeah, because it was not in the right spot. One, two, three, four, five. Okay.
Right. I'm gonna make my roll.
So you were putting this where? Like,
That's
are you
a huge ass square?
Yeah,
20
I thought
feet?
if I did it up from this point, it would be like 5, 10, 15, 20, and come out to here.
5, 10, 15. Okay, so we drop this.
So the millipedes will appear in front of Sylvania at dog speed, and it would be like.
So like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Syl has range, and Syl doesn't have to be all one with the millipedes.
Alrighty. So as you cast a spell, suddenly all these millipedes just start like writhing up out of the ground. And so they have to make a what save?
A strength saving throw.
Okay, what is the spell save DC?
It's only 12.
Okay.
Please whip it.
Oh, that is cocked. Okay. A strength saving throw. Well, let us see. That is a 10.
Yes.
And that is another 10. They both failed. Nicely done. So as these millipedes ride up, there's a couple of like really big ones that like surge forth and like latch onto their arms and are trying to pull them down. So they are now restrained. And is it at the start of their turn, end of their turn?
I'm gonna assume on the start of their turn they can choose to use their action to make a strength check.
Okay, so, it's usually wisdom saving throws that it's at the start or end of their turn.
And Anna will scream in Draconic, like, "This doesn't have to get bad. You guys can put your weapons down and walk away."
Walking away.
I don't think they're walking much of anywhere at the moment, Anna.
We'll see.
Well, all the other ones are. I'm assuming she's screaming this to
Yes.
everyone.
Everyone in general. I just don't want to kill things.
And at this point, I just want to murder the thing that attacked my friend.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is currently the only thing that succeeded in an attack at all.
Now, Theo attacked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who? Succeeded with magic? Lies. Also, is Eldritch Blast, that doesn't need the wild magic surge, does it?
No, I was fast as a cantrip.
Thank you. Okay, cool. I just need to check, because I don't know magic for shit.
Okay. So as you yell, you see the black-scaled lizard folk just like pulling against the millipedes, and he kind of looks around to the lizard folk. It's like, and he once again screams out in Draconic, "Kill that one first."
Damn it.
It's not me, so okay.
And
I am doing things out of Anna's honor. Thank you.
Anna's gonna look very sad.
and now we
And
are
Sylva's just gonna be confused because the rest of us speak the language, and she's just like,
No one's deciphering for Syl.
Nope.
we're a little bit preoccupied at the moment.
I already said I thought they sounded friendly, and then they started attacking us.
So conveniently, at least Sylva attacked back. Sylva could have just been like, "Hey, thanks, bye."
They sound friendly as all these thorns writhe up around. It's like these are like flowers.
I expect Sylv to be like, "Whoa," and then be gone. Like that's just it.
No
I
dabbing allowed.
No?
No dabbing. No yeeting. None of that.
Too bad. Okay, well, this lizard folk here
Yeet.
is going to step out from behind the bushes,
I'm too old for that.
and he is going to throw a javelin at Anna. And that is a whopping total of...
10.
Not quite. 12.
Ah, suck it. Wait. Yeah, suck it. Doesn't hit.
What is your AC?
13.
As the spear goes, you have that moment of like, oh no, it's gonna hit, and you kind of like brace yourself, and it like glides like right beside you, just like hits the ground. You're like, ha ha!
Victory is mine.
It's gonna hit, but not enough time to dodge.
Alrighty, and
To be fair, you are surrounded by thorns.
it is going to step back in behind the bush. This one is going to do much the same. It's going to step out,
Gonna attack Anna.
throw a javelin at Anna,
Fail.
and that is a
Step back
13.
in. Oh.
Great.
That is a whopping total of 4 damage.
Ooh. 4 damage.
Yeah. Man, I hate diplomacy. It gets me nothing but pain.
We're not really in a diplomatic situation.
I'll try to be diplomatic.
I gotta try.
This one's going to step out, and it's going to throw a javelin at you, although Mel's AC is up by 2 just due to placement of Theo.
Woohoo! Me shield.
That is a 18, unfortunately. So that still hits.
That hits Anna or that hits Theo?
Anna. And that is a 6 points of damage.
Oh.
You're just gonna live with slugs worth on your body for a while.
Yeah. Not good.
I have my priorities. My priority is take out their leader and have the rest of them flee.
That's the hope.
And then this one is going to step forward and throw a spear. As it goes and it whips the javelin, and it just goes boom, and just kind of like sticks into the bottom of the boat.
Hooray!
Damn it, we just fixed that! I mean, we're also using it as like
As
a barrier,
a wall.
which is logical. Sylv can probably fix it again. But it's just really inconvenient. The boat lasted like what, an hour?
A few hours.
Of, a few hours of us role playing, and the boat that we fixed for sole purpose navigating this marsh is gonna get destroyed.
It was never gonna have a good life. We're the ones that found it.
I mean, we're what's Syl's words on the group that doesn't care about the safety of their lives? Is that it? We're reckless?
Has no sense of self-preservation.
Thank
That was
you.
it.
That was it. And the lizard folk back here is going to throw a javelin at Kay.
Yay! Sorry, Kay.
I'm confident they'll miss.
That is 13.
Oh, I actually think I believe that hits because I'm pretty sure my AC is 13. Let me double check.
It meets, it beats.
No, it's 14.
Nice.
Yeah, my confidence was correct.
I like how it's like, my confidence is correct, as you just a moment ago you're like, oh no, I think that actually hit.
Hey, it's fine. My original confidence was correct, and gut feel always wins.
Alrighty.
At least in Kay's case. Maybe not putting his hand in a pot, getting cursed, having the curse grow over his arms, and getting amputated, but...
And this... And if they enter Entangle after it's already activated, do they have to make this saving throw? Or is it only the ones...
Those are really good questions.
I thought you said it turned it into difficult terrain, but on cast they had to make a saving throw.
Yeah, so they just make it difficult terrain.
Yeah, it's only a creature in the area when you cast a spell. Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
Correct.
1, 2... And that one's going to move into there.
Damn it. It's not quite within convenient target. Right. No, it's not worth it.
Alrighty. That puts us back up to... Or that puts us to the other lizard folk here.
The tiny, creepy lizard thing that we can barely see in its icon.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Also entangled. Or
It is entangled.
millipedes.
It is going to make a strength saving throw to try and escape from that.
I assume
That
it's-
is a 7. Actually, technically it's a 9, but that still fails. So it's struggling, trying to break free of these millipedes, but unfortunately it is still bound in place.
Oh, my babies, go.
So it's time for the big one.
Yep, Black Seal's turn. He is going to use a strength check. That is a 12, so he just breaks free.
Fiddlesticks.
Is breaking free his action for the
It's his
turn?
action. You need to spend an action to make that throw. I think he has bonus actions though and stuff that he shouldn't use.
So as he manages to pull himself free, he's going to toss down his shield, reach up over his shoulder, and grab that large bone mallet and pull that up and out and hold that in front of him
Ew.
as he's now glaring down at Sylvania.
He's a better target.
And that puts us to K.
So guess who's getting another Hail of Thorns?
Sylvania.
No.
She hasn't earned. Sylvania hasn't earned a Hail of Thorns yet. She's going to be a very close-up witness to a Hail of Thorns.
I'm going to laugh really hard if you nat 1 and shoot Sylvania in the ass, though.
Please
I
no.
mean, we're about to find out.
Yeah, give me that roll.
I mean, that's rather inconvenient.
Yep. You didn't shoot Sylvania, though.
I mean, I didn't shoot Sylvania, but I didn't hit the target. But do I still get the Hail of Thorns?
Hail of Thorns is typically when you hit, is it not?
Yes it is.
And so for the next minute, you have to concentrate on the spell to maintain it until you hit a target.
Well, conveniently, I'm not doing anything else.
Alrighty. And also, Anna, just so you're aware, your Millipedes is a concentration spell as well.
Yeah, so if I do anything else...
If you do any other concentration spell, or if you take damage...
Right.
Oh, shoot, actually, yeah, you took damage.
Oh, that's gone.
I need you to roll me... That was... Honestly, you know what? We're just gonna toss it aside for now, because I should have caught that before. But when you take a hit, you have to roll a con save to see if you maintain concentration.
That's right.
So we'll do that going forward. Because that was my fault.
Mine too.
Yay! DM failure is our benefit.
Player error. Okay.
No,
right.
never player error. DM error.
Theo.
Errors in our favor, we celebrate.
What is Theo doing?
Partying in the USA. Hiding in a boat.
I'm hiding in the boat.
Casting Eldritch Blast against that
sorry.
thing that...
Yeah, there we go. Theo will cast... Sorry, I'm not trained to respond to Theo, even though I'm playing Theo. And I'm looking through Theo's spells. Theo is just going to cast Eldritch Blast back at this boy again. Hopefully try and take out their numbers.
Okay.
Murder. So, and just something I quickly want to bring up, because I think I did this wrong before. I think because Theo has Agonizing Blast as a special feature and trait, it also gets an additional +2 to damage if it hits. So, I didn't do that on the last one, but I'm going to do that going forward. So, bam. That is a 11 plus 4 to hit. 15 to hit.
15 to hit.
To hit this guy right here.
15 hits.
Woohoo! That's awesome. So, the damage is 11.
Alrighty, as that second Eldritch Blast comes out, you get a solid hit right in its throat, and you watch as it crumbles to the ground, clutching at its throat, writhing in the water, and then shortly thereafter slumps into motionless.
Hooray!
We've killed a thing.
One down. Several more to go.
And that means it's Sylph's turn.
Oh, and bonus action, Theo, because I was looking at that too, is going to cast Healing Light on Annah.
Alrighty.
And heal sweet little Annah for 1 point of... Yay!
Congratulations, Anna. You now have 1 more health.
Woo!
It's
One
more health than Anna had before. Okay.
Yes. Oh, that's dismal.
Alrighty.
But it's a number.
That being said, it's also not the first time that Theo has rolled a 1 on the healing light.
This is true.
It tracks. It's fine.
Yep. Alrighty, so that puts us on to Sylvania.
Well,
Black Scales.
Dash, but we're not going to move. So we're standing right here. Then my turn. I'm going to stab the guy in front of me.
Okay.
Okay, roll me your attack roll.
Oh, that is a nat 1.
Oh no. Okay, roll me that severity. 1d100.
Okay, I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was scared.
Come on.
Can you just roll a d100?
13.
Yeah.
That's a bad number. That's too close. That's closer to 1. That's bad for the party.
That's a bad number.
Sorry, what did you cast?
Didn't cast anything.
Sylv crit failed.
Oh, that's
Tried to
what it was.
attack.
Okay, just on attack.
So we're rolling for severity.
I was worried this was wild magic somehow.
Yeah, so Sylv just shrinks again? Yes. What is it?
And Sylvania is suddenly only a foot tall.
I mean, at this point, she'd be harder to hit.
A 14. As you go and kind of try and thrust out your lance, the Black Scale, having grabbed his club, swings it down, and he manages to get a solid hit on the side of your lance. And especially with your smaller size, you don't have quite as firm of a grip as you normally would have. And it does knock the lance from your hand.
Oh no.
You have been disarmed. Not in the same way Kay has, but you have been disarmed.
What does it take to pick it up?
You would have to hop off of dog and use and in order to be able to pick it up.
So hop off dog, just an interaction to pick it up?
And as we had discussed before, you can't dismount or remount the same mount over and over in a single turn. So you'd be on the ground on your next turn.
Oh, I can't just hop off, pick it up, use the other half of my move and hop back on?
Correct.
This is a problem.
You don't say. You're the one that could fail.
There's
How do you
nothing wrong with a
respond?
retreat.
There's everything wrong with a retreat. Sylv is currently the humanoid-like thing in front of us that is currently being the obvious distraction.
Oh,
I mean, what?
Dog and I pick up the lance. I guess that's what I'm doing right now.
So you're hopping off dog and grabbing the lance?
Yep.
I forget, did I make a dog token? I'm pretty sure I made a dog token.
Well, you're about to find out.
I did make a dog token. One moment.
Is it an octopus?
It is not an octopus, it is actually just straight up dog's face. That is a very big dog.
That's a cat.
Dog? They're probably terrified of that.
Alrighty, so you're now beside dog.
Okay.
And
can I use my bonus action to tell dog to attack on its next turn since I'm not on him now?
Yes.
Or her now? Okay. Dog, attack.
You're not on them now.
Oh, oopsie. And giving you control of dog. There we go. Whew.
Oh, right. We've never had a character that has control of multiple minions.
That puts us to Annah.
Hooray! Anna is really close to dying, and as much as she would like to get in on the boss boys, she is going to fire a frost wasp at this a-hole right here.
That one of the ones that succeeded in hurting her?
Yes. So it is an instantaneous spell. It is not concentration.
Yep.
So I'm gonna roll and lob that wasp and hope for some sweet, sweet damage. 16 to hit.
should hit based on what we
Unless
know.
it's a different. Yeah.
Well, it's also hiding in behind brush.
Oh yeah, that one does have cover. Shoot.
Yeah, based on where you threw it, wouldn't it be coming from the side? No.
We have to target a creature, not a destination.
Uh,
But
He might.
the frost wasps still have a hit or miss. They then burst forth.
Yes.
So no matter what, damage will be done.
I just want to know if it hits.
yeah, I just want to know if it does good damage or just damage.
And that's down. Yep. So you go and you lob this, like you pull this little like spherical frozen wasp nest and you whip it through the bush, and you do see it like hit him right in the chest. And that as that nest kind of shatters on his chest, he takes that first batch of damage. So what is your?
Mine is
A roll dim dash.
9 points.
9 damage right off the hop.
Okay.
9 plus 4. So 13. Oh, maybe not. Spell attack? No, it's just 9. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't get to add your
No, that's just
your attack roll modifier to it.
I'm all excited.
But then you do get to roll now that like as it shatters across. Of
roll
course,
for
that
the explosion.
all of those wasps start like swarming around and biting and stinging and piercing at him. So what is the 2d6 damage?
Damage.
That's another 10 damage.
It dead.
Oh yeah,
It dead, Jim.
it did.
It's so dead.
As these things pierce up, you watch as it's like screaming. You watch several of them just like crawl down its throat, and it does not take long before its writhing form falls to the ground.
I think Sylph doesn't like wasps. What are your thoughts on wasps, Sylph? Are you paying attention?
One hand, it'd be too soon.
So no eating wasps is what I'm hearing.
And then Anna's gonna say to no one in particular, I guess I'm what all the buzz was about.
And sitting at being
You all
that
take 4
I'm-
psychic damage. I'm kidding.
I'm just gonna turn, like casually, like not even look at Anna, and just like but react to her words and just go.
Good times.
It wasn't as punny as you thought it was.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we have the green scales now.
Well, we have 2 less green scales.
2 less
Because
green
Anna-
scales.
Anna and Theo are apparently the only capable party members in this group.
You're welcome.
The rest of us are just... We miss.
To be fair though, Kay, you did get a nat 20 on your first roll.
I did, but he's not dead. Therefore, I feel as though I failed.
Well, this...
I mean, if I
Guys.
would have aimed for pretty much anything else on the board, it probably would have killed it.
Close, yeah. Okay, that one is going to come out. And having just watched you go and murder his buddy, is going to throw a... Actually, how many javelins do they have?
Please be out of javelins.
They've only thrown 1.
Please be out of javelins.
No,
And
he
the
is not out
boss-
of javelins.
The boss has 20. 19. 18.
18.
18.
It is going to throw a javelin at you, Anna. That is a 11.
Yeah!
And it is going to move back in here. This lizard folk is going to move here. Note that his buddy is dead. And you're actually going to watch this one slip into the water and vanish.
Someone is fleeing out of fear.
What What do I know about anole creatures?
Well, lizard folk. These are lizard folk. A gnoll is a specific species of lizard.
Gotcha.
Um,
Like Vaporeon, can they just turn invisible in water?
no.
Oh, okay. So it's not cool if he's just running away.
It's not cool. He's just running away.
Probably for the best, actually.
This
My
one.
best friend was murdered by this random group of people.
This one is going to move forward, and it is going through another spirit K.
I mean, how's that gonna work out for him?
That is a 15.
Son of a bitch.
And that is 5 points of piercing damage.
That's just a flesh wound.
And that is its turn.
No, D&D Beyond timed out.
Oh no. This lizard folk is going to move forward, so it is behind the shaman. I need to take another look at your integral. Oh, it doesn't say that.
Concentration needs to be maintained.
Well, no, because it hasn't taken damage. Oh no, it does not say they can free it. Okay. This lizard folk back here is going to use the help action to give this one advantage on its next saving throw.
Friends, schmens.
Goodness, more targets for me to hit, assuming I succeed.
Assuming you succeed. Okay, and so then that, the one in the middle there, is going to make its strength saving throw with advantage. And that is a 15. So it is no longer restrained.
It is still difficult terrain, but I'm sure that doesn't matter.
Oh, it really just depends if they move or not.
I doubt they move. He seems like the casty Fatwang sort of type.
But conveniently, I have more targets now.
That's what I'm thinking. I got a pocket full of bees that are wasps and also ice.
And I've been paying a lot of attention to these thorns.
Alrighty, and this lizard folk is going. Actually, yeah, it's just going to stay where it is. Now that it's free, it is. I got things for it.
The
Okay.
DM has plans, guys. We're all doomed.
Alrighty, so that puts us on to K. Nope, that puts us on to the Biscale. Who is going to step forward?
You bitch.
And it is going. Actually, who does it care more about? It cares more about Dog at the moment.
Does Dog get an attack of opportunity being a robot?
Nope.
Damn.
Also, attack of opportunity is only when you leave the range, not when you enter it.
Oh, not when you enter. That's correct. Damn it.
I know, right?
Can I walk backwards and have them leave my range?
No, because it has to be them leaving your range, not you making them leave your range.
I know I'm trying to be funny because it's hilarious.
And so it is going to take a swing at Dog with its club. With Warhammer. That is... Whew. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that fits.
No, it misses due to logic. Science, math. I'm saying math.
Dog takes 11 points of damage.
Oh no, Dog is broken.
Dog is broken.
And muddy.
Oh, oh, sorry. Oh my.
Okay, so Dog is in disrepair. And it is then going to turn to you, Sylvania, and it is going to attempt to bite. And that is 7 plus... That is 21 to hit.
I cast shield and it does not hit me.
Okay, so you cast shield. That is a level 1 spell. So give me that roll
That
for wild magic.
surge.
Well.
Roll that d20.
Okay, good. You did not surge. As you, I would have laughed really hard if you surged and shrunk another foot.
I mean, and then he missed because you shrunk another foot. Because then you're a tiny, tiny creature.
But as you raise up this magical shield, and it rise up, and as the hit hits it, it kind of smashes the hit away, or deflecting the hit away, saving your ass. It actually, he was using his bites. He's basically trying to like gnaw on this, or trying to bite at you. It's like hits this like invisible wall. Like,
That must be really awkward.
My mind now just goes to the video of the little like toddler who's sitting in front of like the tiger cage or the tiger or thing, and like the tiger's on the inside, like trying to paw it through the window. But that puts us on to K.
Cool. So I'd like to actually use the hail of the thorns I've been thinking about for quite some time now.
You gotta hit something.
I've been real thorny lately.
Super thorny.
I just need to make this a thing.
So what you're saying is you want to be a little bit of a prick.
Of course, but I'm gonna attack this one.
Okay.
Something about that one rubs me the wrong way. The big guy seems important, but you know, this big guy seems like muscle. And also because Sylvania just made him look like the dumbest little idiot known to man, I'm thinking his morale's a little down. So I'm gonna go tank whatever this guy is, because I'm suspicious of that lizard man creature thing. And so that's who I'm aiming for. And I'm gonna roll my attack. The 14.
14 does
really
not hit.
Son of a bitch.
So as you fire your shot through, like you're watching, trying to fire at it, but as you're trying to take your shot, like the black lizard folk is in your way and is actually obstructing your ability to get a clear shot. And you think you have a moment, and as you fire off, the black skilled lizard folk kind of gets in the way and it ends up like clipping part of its jaw, not enough to deal any damage. It deflects the arrow enough to stop it from hitting the shaman.
The question I have is, my arrow hit something?
Technically, no.
By definition of what you described, technically, yes.
But fluff.
Yes.
No! Fluff needs to matter, Aaron.
But no, your arrow did not actually connect with its target.
Fine. I'll be a loser over here next to...
thorns to scatter over top of me?
I want hail of thorns to function, because I don't like thinking about thorns for an extended period of time.
It's been like 12 seconds.
It's an extended period of time. Like, I'm not that much of a prick. I'm a little bit of a prick for sure. But, like, man.
Alrighty. Well, Kay's taken his shot. Theo.
So, am I correct in assuming that this guy here is within line of sight for Theo, but is undercover?
Correct, half cover.
Half cover. So a +2 to their AC?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Theo, and I'm also going to assume that Theo just can't hit this bad boy here because Kay's booty is all up in there.
Technically, Theo could move into the boat or to the side of Kay.
I don't want anyone to take damage by moving, and I'm not entirely sure how these thorns work.
I mean, don't rush through them and, like, spend all of your movement trying to slowly move through them? Question mark?
Actually, that's fair. So what happens if Theo is going to just move... oh, no. It's going to move... I want her to move here. I'm having some trouble.
Oh, can you not control Theo? Is that what's going on? That is absolutely what's going on.
I can move Annah.
I have fixed that. You
Thank
should be able to move Theo now.
So what happens when Theo carefully tries to move up beside Kay?
Theo is still going to take some damage.
Damn. Okay.
Not the 13 that Sylvania took. You take 3 points of piercing damage.
Thank you.
Because he only moved 5 feet.
Okay. And then we are going to Eldritch Blast. Over at Big Buddy Boy right here.
Okay.
So that's a... Oh, what's her modifier? His modifier, pardon me. 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Yeah. Okay, and then roll in that sweet, sweet DiMaggio. 9 damage to the Big Buddy Boy.
Alrighty.
And then as a bonus action, is going to cast Healing Light on Syl.
Okay, what is the range on Healing Light?
Any creature within 60 feet that you can see.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
And that healing is for?
Is for...
Higher than 1.
5. That's 5 times as much healing as they gave Annah.
Hey, shh, quiet you. Still, 5 hit points, because I think you've been beat up a bit.
Yeah, a bit.
Just a touch, maybe a slight.
Alright, so that's...
more.
Yeah,
So
but I don't think healing light will work on dog.
No, it will not.
There's magic on dog. I can heal dog as a cantrip, so...
Alrighty, so we now have... Although you can't heal dog when he's dead, yet you have to actually take time to repair it, do you not?
No, mending just gives hit points back. It specifically says, where is it?
If it has died within the last hour, you can use your smith's tools as an action to revive it, provided you're within 5 feet of it and you expend a spell slot of first level or higher. So, the mending spell you cast on it when it's alive still. But otherwise, if it has died, then you can repair it.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I can't bring it back right now, but...
Yeah. So you are knee-deep in mud. And what is Sylvania, knee-deep in mud, going to do?
Well, can't effectively use my lance from down here, so...
Unless you switch to two-handed.
Love. And I'm going to attack the guy in front of me.
Oh, you're slapping on your electric glove?
Yep.
Gonna play a lovely game of,
It's gonna be a shocking experience.
It's gonna be one hell of a handshake.
Is he wearing metal, otherwise it's 13.
He is not wearing metal.
Okay, then 13.
13 does not hit.
Well, that's my turn.
You also need to roll me on the search table.
That is a cantrip.
Shocking Grass.
Yes.
Speed.
Okay, for whatever reason, my mind had in that it was the first level as well. Never mind then. So you reach out and try and give it a shocking handshake, but it manages to avoid your grasp. That puts us to Anna.
Whee! Alright, I'm going to ever so very carefully
Lob some bees.
move through the brush.
Okay, so you take... Oof. That is 5 points of piercing damage.
Holy crap. Oh, this was a mistake. Okay.
You weren't as careful as you thought.
Apparently not.
It's 2d4 piercing damage every time you move 5 feet.
Make the wasps count.
Alright. Well, let's hope this isn't for nothing. So, what I'm going to do is cast another Frost Wasp, but at this buddy boy.
Okay. Okay, so it does have an increased AC slightly because Black Scale's in front. Okay, roll me your attack.
So that's 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Yay!
You go and you get a nice good lob up and over the head of the Black Scale lizard folk, and it slams right into one of the knees of this lizard folk here.
Ooh.
And so I want you to roll me the damage.
Or 2 points of damage.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I took a frost wasp to the knee.
Apparently.
Okay, so 2 damage from that.
And then everything within a 10-foot radius. 5-foot radius.
5-foot radius.
My mistake. Will take, what was that? That was 6 damage.
What's the one? Okay. It's 2d6. Is that 7?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep, it's 2d6. 7 damage.
Math.
Math is hard.
Such math.
Okay. Alrighty. So that puts us on to the green scales. And what is their current state? Okay. This one here. You watch as it goes. The thorns and all that is currently surrounding you all, kind of like start to die off and fade into the ground as this lizard folk kind of like it starts writhing and twisting, and you watch as his body begins to contort as it goes from being a lizard folk to a big ass alligator.
Got a maw with the teeth.
That's rather inconvenient.
And as it does so, it then turns and is going to dash full speed into the water, at which point, once it hits the water, it submerges and vanishes from sight.
And stay out.
The green scales that are remaining are going to kind of look to the black scale and basically hold their actions for waiting for command. which point that puts us to the black scale. What is he thinking on the matter? You watch as he turns back, and you're not even necessarily sure what. Actually, I want to take a look at what language you all speak. He starts yelling in. It sounds like very broken Draconic, or like very. It sounds Draconic-esque, but it's not quite Draconic, so you're not able to pick out most of what he's saying. But the couple words that you do end up managing, bless you, that you do pick out is "will return." And he is going to take an attack opportunity as he leaves Annah, or as leaves Sylvania's range.
I'm not currently holding a melee weapon because I didn't pick up my lance. So do I still get?
Did you pick up your lance when you got off?
No, I didn't pick it up because I can only use. I need 2 hands if I'm not on dog.
You can technically make an unarmed strike.
I won't even bother because even if I hit him, I do 0 damage. So.
So you watch as he runs to the water's edge and dives in. The lizard folk promptly following, scattering off. How far can he make it?
Can he make it to water?
If he dashes, technically, yes.
In that difficult terrain.
Yeah, he's not happy about the difficult terrain.
Millipedes everywhere.
Oh yeah, he can. Yeah, he can easily make it into the water from where he is. So he too dives into the water as combat has settled.
Well, first thing I'm going to do then is pull out Smith's tools, expend a 1st level spell slot to fix dog.
Well, that ended poorly.
Okay, dog is no longer dead.
I'll say.
We could have definitely dealt with that better.
Spell slot to do that? Do I have to roll wild magic?
Nope. Because you're not actually casting a spell.
Okay.
Yeah, it consumes a spell slot, but it doesn't actually. It's not casting a spell.
Theo is going to cast Cure Wounds on Annah.
Theo's casting Cure Wounds on Anna. Anna's not just going to slug herself?
No. So Theo's going to take the initiative there because Anna's all staggered and hurt and is going to be a total bro and help her out. So.
Okay.
First.
How much health does Anna have?
1. 1 hit point. 1 hit point.
Oh, so
the thorns nearly killed Anna.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought like, oh, what are the odds that he'll like get 6 damage on me? He came pretty damn close.
Pretty damn close. 2d4 was every 5 feet you moved in there, you took 2d4 damage.
Oh, gross. Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if I serve with that Cure Wounds. I do not. That's nice.
Okay.
You really do not.
Hey, can that be the opposite of a surge and like she regains her spell slot?
That's not how that works, unfortunately.
Healing. Anna for. Oops, sorry. The first one. I don't know why I clicked that twice. For 12 damage.
Okay.
What I think is funny is we rolled more crit 20s on magic surges than we have crit fails.
Yeah.
By like a substantial margin.
It's just where all our luck goes, and then we have no luck anywhere else.
Yeah, we can't kill anything.
Hey, Theo hits all 3 Eldritch Blasts they fired that round.
Theo committed murder, and so did Anna. The people that are least is in support of murder committed murder. The people who are one of the people who are most in support of murder did not commit murder. And then I can't speak for Sylph.
Sylv is just like, they attacked us, so I guess we attacked them back.
Logical murder.
So Sylva's for
Reactive murder.
No, it's defense.
Okay.
But then Anna, the most opposed to murder, has been murdering the most people.
It's hard. I asked them to stop. I've asked everyone to stop killing us.
And technically, Anna didn't murder them. The wasps did.
Like that.
Yeah, but that's like saying Kay didn't murder this random kobold. The arrow did it.
Yeah, except in this case, wasps are actually living creatures.
Still thrown by Anna.
Whereas my arrow, yeah, just because unless I have a sentient arrow I'm shooting at someone, I can't. I have to claim the murder.
So if Kay threw Anna at someone and then Anna murdered them, would Kay be the murderer or would Anna be the murderer?
Anna would be the murderer because she's the one performing the action of murdering.
It's just me holding a javelin and he's holding it.
No, I'm suddenly imagining, like, for whatever reason you're on a roof and Kay pushes Anna off the roof, Anna falls and someone like kills them when they land.
Anna was the one that killed them. Why? Because if she wouldn't have fallen, she wouldn't.
That's terrible.
Logic. Okay, so Anna now has 11 health. Oh no, 13 health.
13 health, sorry.
Okay.
Shall we carry on?
Is anyone else healing anything up?
Everyone always freaks out about that slug. What does that slug do again?
Please hit Sylv in the face with it! Sorry, that was really excited and loud.
Sil, would you like a demonstration? It heals you. It's really good. It's really fun, I promise.
How does it heal you?
Magic.
Okay.
Magic slug. Oh boy. You, my friend, are gonna meet Slugsworth.
Kay is absolutely surveying the damage done to the bolt by that one spear.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so I'm gonna stroll up to Sil. First I'm rolling for that wild magic surge. And we are A-okay.
Okay.
And then, cure wounds, the usual. And you are going to be cured for, I believe, 16 points of damagios.
Oh, so I'm just back up to full health then.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You had a slug crawling on your body.
Yeah, Anna pulls out the slug.
Gooey, like slowly crawling up your arm.
Yeah,
And especially the legs.
Flips this on me, and like people are watching me, expecting me to freak out, and I kind of just sit there, like.
And no, Kay is not.
It's on me all the time. Like, what are you guys freaking out about?
I expect both Kay and Theo to be noping out at like. Theo is probably over here helping me survey the boat we've been carrying.
Definitely.
And not looking at Slugsworth at all because it's disgusting
and gross. Crawling on me, and I look at Anna and go, "It's like healing grease."
Yes.
And we are objectively just nope.
He's like, not even looking at this, not even consider what they're doing. The spear did penetrate through the boat, but
Where
that being
on the boat?
near the back. But that being said, like you're able to pull out just your sword or your dagger or whatnot, and I figure you might be able to cut off the body of the spear and still have it just plugging the hole it made.
How big is the hole?
The cork.
Perfect. Let's do that.
No, wait. How big is the hole?
But as big as a toonie.
I cast mending after we pull it out.
Someone's the expert. That's not me.
Okay. So you go and you're watching as Kay's getting ready to try and cut it out, and you're like, no, just plunk. And you cast mending on the boat, and the hole does slowly seal up.
Aha!
Kay is very confused and a little bit witchcraft, sarcastically, and then he's picks up the bow.
Magic, and you're surrounded by people who know magic, and you're going to yell witchcraft?
You made a log grow.
Have you seen what Anna does? Anna throws beehives at people.
Bees are living things. That makes perfect sense.
Theo shoots. I don't even know what it is.
That is clearly magic. What you did, I don't know. I looked at a boat, and then it went whoop. Like, there is some weird. That wood is dead. That wood was cut. That spirit had departed from the tree. I don't know what you did, and I don't like it.
Okay.
So Anna and Theo, having heard their kind of warning, the lizard folk, and knowing that the danger is not over, do we know exactly where we're going right now? Are we kind of just wandering, hopefully, to try and find this artifact?
Were we heading towards, like,
we had a
ruins?
general destination, didn't we?
Yeah. In regards to where you're going right now, you've figured out the approximate direction they need to go in order to get to. I mean, you guys can't actually see the map. To actually get to Lake Amasura.
Okay, that's like days away still.
You figured probably about 2 days, like the rest of today and then most of tomorrow to reach the lake.
And what time of day is it now?
It's about mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. Can we see in the distance anything that resembled the sort of shanty town that we had stayed in the night before?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh, gladly. So it's a crit fail that ends up being a 5.
Sylvania has a 10.
Neither of you can find or are able to spot anything like that. Anything like the shanty town.
That's fair. I'm probably like, what are we looking for? I need to fix dog's leg.
Yeah, you're like retrieving parts of dog. Just tossing them into the boat.
I'm gonna say to Theo, like, I think we're sitting ducks. Like, we better hope we find cover before nightfall, because I don't want to fight these guys after dark.
Can K use survival to
They're
see
scared of us. Didn't they run away?
Yeah. So they threatened to come back.
They strategically retreated.
That was probably just them being like, we'll be back, and like those.
With weapons.
I think they will be back though. They seem like they're men of their word.
Nah, they seem really friendly. You know, they just wanted to see what we were like.
Do you speak their language, Sylph? Kay walks up to Sylph as, like, repairing dog, crouches down across from dog, looks directly into Sylph's eyes. Do you speak Draconic, Sylph?
In Sylvan, I respond, do you speak Sylvan?
In Sylvan, I respond, yes!
Cool, I go back to fixing dog.
What's going on?
Kay looks up at Anna and in Draconic says, Sylph speaks Sylvan. Specifically in Draconic, because that fits the tone of the context.
Sylph, you were wounded. Those weren't like over-exuberant hugs. They tried to murder you. They're not friendly.
Nah, they were just testing the strength of my armor. I've stabbed several people testing armor.
That's the wrong way to look at it. That's you know what? Doesn't matter. They're gonna be back, whether you think it's for friendly purposes or not. And we've got to make sure we're ready.
If we're good hosts, then they won't attack us.
Great. So we got to find a place to be good hosts. And this is not a good place that I want to host that party.
Okay.
So you got to fix up dog. Thanks for fixing up the boat. And we got to boogie out of here. And find a good place to be good hosts.
Yes, Kay?
What's boogie mean?
Like, skedaddle.
Mamoose.
What's skedaddle or vamoose mean?
It means use your legs to go places fast.
Oh,
Can Kay roll survival to see if he can discern a safer direction to head?
Sure, give me a survival check.
Because I think that would be entertaining.
Wait, for skedaddling, does it count if you use dog's legs?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All the better. 4 legs are better than 1.
I have 2.
That's even better than 1 too.
I rolled an 18. Can Kay mentally formulate a direction and a plan based on the information he has gathered so far in the last 2 days to find us a direction and a heading to go to be relatively safe? Probably.
No, roll me a history check as well.
Son of a bitch.
This will either a bonus or a hindrance to your survival check, but
That's the problem. It's that whole hindrance section of your statement. Well, it's a 13. That's
Okay.
a positive number.
it's a positive number. Technically, if you roll a negative number on a dice, I'm very concerned as to what kind of voodoo dice you're using. But you haven't had a whole lot of encounter with lizard folk. Like, the closest you had to encountering lizard folk was beating up kobolds.
They're water kobolds. Same thing.
Really, really big water kobolds.
That's fine.
But you watch the direction that most of them went off in, and you're like, it's like, we should probably veer away from that direction. And so you
Wait,
kind of...
Didn't they go in both directions?
One went in one, the majority of them went in the other.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather risk murdering that one than the big alligator mofo and the big, like, leader dude bro.
Oh yeah, he could turn into an alligator. Isn't that nuts?
Hey, isn't
Yeah,
that cool?
which is why we're going away from him.
Isn't that what you do, Anna? Can you turn into a big alligator?
I'm wondering that myself. I don't know if that was an alligator, if that counts.
If it was an annigator?
Yeah.
It doesn't count if you see an animal if you see a druid that turned into that animal.
Technically, no.
Okay.
Anyways, back to Kay's assessment of the direction we should
Yeah.
travel in by the DM.
Yeah, so you end up... Terry's like, yeah, I haven't come across many lizard folk either. But you end up, like, kind of taking off in the path off to the right, moving away from where the others had gone. And you're trying to move at a fairly quick pace. You're still a little sluggish, hauling the boat along. But as you're going along, you end up coming across a fairly wide stream. And it's not really a stream-like body of water. It's not moving, so it's not so much a stream. Oh god, someone had me on speaker. Yeah, you come across like this like stream-like body of water. On both sides of it, there's like dense like mangrove trees and roots. And these form almost a large wall on either side. You basically are look like where you're at. You're kind of looking at it like you have two options. You can either continue on land, try and maneuver your way through the mangrove trees themselves. Carrying the boat through there is possible, but would slow you down significantly. Or taking the boat onto the water and traveling essentially downstream towards where you figure is the direction you're going towards Lake Amasura.
Well, I think we need to keep the boat. So we're probably going to have to travel in the water. For the sake of being fast.
Yeah, so here's the plan. This is what we're doing. Any complaints?
We're getting
This is
rid
good.
of the boat.
This is going to be using the boat
We're using the boat.
to move quickly in a direction that gets us farther away from our problems.
And closer to our destination. So
Yes, that too. That. I don't know where. That maybe. That.
Sounds
Destination?
good to me.
Yes, going to our destination. This is Kay being diplomatic, but it's actually him making decisions, already moving the boat, and already prepping for it, and being like, you are either with us, or you stay in here, and I will leave you. Because self-preservation dictates
But I thought this group didn't have self-preservation.
the group as a collective whole isn't really about self-preservation. The individuals, in most cases, are about self-preservation, depending on your moral stances. My moral stance is I like me. I'm continuing to like me. I'm going to continue to progress forward in the sense of liking me. So I'm just going to go this way. Yeah.
Anna and Theo will also get into the boat and help Dog in if need be.
Well, Dog is parts in the boat. Oh no, you fixed Dog. That's right.
Oh.
Sylvania already fixed Dog.
Can Dog's tail spin fast enough to be a propeller?
No,
No.
it cannot. Also, you have to keep in mind that Dog is not a dog. Dog is a cat.
Can Dog's cat tails spin fast enough to be a propeller?
No.
No, Dog was supposed to be an octopus. Dog is a very bad swimmer.
You're not really
Not enough
good at
limbs.
inventions.
I'm very good at inventing things. It's just very
Not what you
rare
intended to.
to invent.
Execution's hard.
Alrighty, so you are all piling into the boat then?
Yeah, this seems like the best course of action.
Alrighty. So as you get this, the boat down onto the edge of the water and people are climbing in, the boat itself is not overly spacious, but you're all able to fit in. Sylvania, unfortunately, there's not enough room for you to do, like, modifications to Dog in the boat, which you're kind of a little bit perturbed about, but for a brief period in time, you suppose that you cannot work on Dog. I know, it's rough. But you, who's the last person getting into the boat?
Maybe Theo?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Kay.
Kay was one of the first people in the boat.
Yeah, Kay was already planning on leaving without y'all. So
so Theo's holding onto the boat, and like once everyone's in and kind of settled, like pushes the boat out into the water, and climbing into the one last push off from shore and climbing into the boat himself. The water itself is stagnant, so it's been sitting still, and so the ripples from your boat are now the primary disturbance across its surface. The water itself is fairly clear as it's stagnant, so everything has had the chance to long since settle. Looking over the edge as you slowly start to drift away, you can see small fish that are darting in and amongst the roots of the mangrove trees, kind of rummaging through the silt. And so as you start venturing into the stream, that's where we're going to take our break.
Theo
So
almost died.
you almost died.
What? Well,
I was fine.
I lost about half my health.
Well, you lost you lost
And your dog.
You lost one of your greatest weapons.
Dog's easy to fix.
Sometimes. Perhaps.
Alright.
Alrighty, but we'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. And so we'll be back. Bye.
when
Yeah,
when asking the DM for something, I so far today I had a 1 out of 2 accuracy of getting it to show up on the board. It works perfectly
are we
fine.
basing our accuracy, what is good, based on laser quest accuracies?
No, because at that point you need a 14% accuracy is your average.
Yes.
Well, my average. When I'm spray and praying.
Lasers are not accurate things.
No, they're not. Alrighty, but anyways, we are live again. So we are back. So before we left off, the party got a little bit roughed up. A little bit roughed up.
It's just a flesh wound. Like,
A lot of
down.
flesh wounds.
Well, the
Anna
only-
almost died.
No. It's Anna got a lot of flesh wounds.
Sylvania got a lot of flesh wounds.
No.
No, I just got poked by like prickly stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, Sylvania was death by 1,000 cuts. Anna was death by 3.
By javelins.
Death by pincushion.
And then and then a step.
Yeah, the step that almost killed Anna. It's like, I'm gonna take one step over here. Oh god, I have 1 health.
I do appreciate how, as darkness falls across our D&D scape.
So it does across your room.
So does it cross my room? This is great.
Alrighty.
We're going on a trip in our favorite boat or ship.
It's a boat. It's definitely a boat. It's not a ship.
Our favorite rowing ship.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Says as you're paddling along, the overhead you can see various large birds perched above you in the branches, in addition to numerous massive bugs flittering about. At one point while you're going, are you facing forward or backward on the boat?
I am absolutely pacing forward. I'm trying to make sure we don't crash into jack shit.
Okay. While you're sitting there facing forward, there's like a little bit of a nose, kind of like pointing out of the front of the canoe, and a massive dragonfly lands on the front of this canoe, and like it even there's enough weight to this massive dragonfly that it actually like dips the front of the boat a bit as it lands. It's staring at you. It's like its vibrant blue eyes shimmering as like glints of light coming from overhead through the branches cascade across its body. The wings shudder briefly as it does the whole the 2 wings go up, the next 2 go up, and then all 4 go down. And it's running its front legs up and over its eyes, cleaning them. This dragonfly has a wingspan of probably close to 6 feet.
Anna!
Hello, new friend.
No, not new friend. Can you make go away before it tries to eat me?
Yes. But why would I do that? It won't eat you. It's fine. It's a friend. Friends don't eat friends.
That one looks like it eats things. I'm a thing.
Do I know anything about this bug in front of me?
I feel this
roll
is
me a nature check.
Nature. A.
I feel like this is something I hope you're good at.
18?
I feel 18's a good number.
You've never seen a dragonfly this big. That being said, you've seen dragonflies of very similar appearance, just once again significantly smaller. The one in particular that it reminds you of is the blue dasher, most notable because of its like colossal blue eyes and this kind of a light bluish hue along its body. but this is significantly larger than any you had ever seen.
Do I think it's a threat?
You do know that dragonflies primarily are carnivores, though they tend to feast on bugs.
Yeah, all right.
You're not so sure whether it's here to try and eat or whether it's here to just there's somewhere I can rest above the water and clean for a little bit before taking off.
Yeah, I'd assume perch. So, quick follow-up question. Can I transform into this?
Your druid level is what?
2? Let me get in on that as well.
Well, you're druid level 3, but the
Oh, yeah, it is 3. Oh.
wild shape.
So I guess depends on its CR.
You cannot transform into this at the moment.
Alright.
Because at second level, it's minimum or maximum CR of 1/4 with no flying or swimming speed. At fourth level, it's 1/2 CR with no flying speed, and then at 1 would be or at 8th level you'd be able to transform to things that have flying speed.
Okay, so for future. Okay, still, I suppose I can get rid of it. How it's at the front of the boat?
Yeah. So you have to crawl past Sylvania, probably past K if K's not shooing it away.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just looking at it. This is huge. And I'm trying to not hit it with... We made oars, right?
Yes. That's how you're moving along.
No, it's like I am actively trying to... I'm going out of my way to lift the oar up and around the span of this thing to make sure I'm steering from side to side correctly, and it's a pain in the ass.
Well, you have 2 oars. 2 people are rowing. One
Yes.
person on either side, so you're not doing the whole switching back and forth thing.
I absolutely am right now because there's a giant ass freaking bug in the front of it, so doing a proper oaring technique is out of the question. It's not about proper oaring technique when there is a giant ass bug that is that wingspan is larger than me.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm gonna try and carefully move past Syl, and if it seems like that's gonna tip the boat, I'm just gonna wait it out. I'm not gonna continue to the front of the boat.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Alright, I was afraid of that.
Or roll me acrobatics, which is basically a dexterity check, but
Yeah, that is
I don't know if you have proficiency in acrobatics, but we'll go with acrobatics.
As long as it's not a 1. Okay, modified 20.
You kind of like step up onto like Dog, who's currently like laying on its side, and Sylvania's kind of sitting like in like the crook where Dog's legs are. It's like step onto there and then over, and you manage to kind of get up along or up by K. What are you gonna try and do to shimmy or to shoo it away?
I'm gonna go and so if its mouth bits are here,
It's facing you guys.
facing me, what I want to do is reach well around to its underside and just try and tickle, like I guess its thorax a little.
So you just coochie coochie coo.
Lightly kind of jostle it a little to encourage it to go away.
Roll me an animal handling then.
Ooh. I think I'm better at that. Oh boy, howdy am I ever. Watch me whiff this roll. Woohoo!
You do not whiff that roll.
So that's a nat 20, but 24.
So you... Nicely done, though. So you go and you reach, making sure to keep your hands free of its mouthy bits. As you go and you're, patting on the bottom of its belly. It kind of, lifts it up a little bit, and, you feel like one of its legs have reached under, kind of, swatting at your hand, and you kind of, put your hand under the foot, trying to lift him up a bit, and it's, kind of getting annoyed at you pestering it while it's trying to clean. But it starts to kind of take the hint and up and takes off. And as it pushes off from the boat, once again, the front end of the boat like dips a little bit as it's like using that as leverage to push off and flies up a little bit. It's kind of like floating there for a moment, looking one way, spins the other way, and then just darts down along the path.
Goodbye, friend. Also, I just want to say I'm kind of terrified because lots of things eat bugs, and those things are bigger than bugs. So, just want to reiterate, this is a scary place.
Conveniently, this is the safest. This is the safest place we got at the moment.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna help paddle us to wherever our safe haven is tonight.
Okay.
Because as joyful as these bugs are, it's also foreboding.
So the winding stream seems to go on seemingly forever. Occasionally you come across breaks in the trees that have like small like muddy patches and like small little muddy alcoves that there aren't any roots in for whatever reason.
Raisins.
But as time goes on, the sun slowly starts falling behind the horizon. The streams of light that were coming in overhead begin to fade. What is the plan?
Take shifts and keep going on the boat.
I'd rather get off the boat.
I'd rather not.
Damn it. Okay, it's stay in the boat. I really want
The degree of risk we have right now is incredibly high no matter what we do.
Yeah.
Our options are risk finding something in the pretty much almost dark at this point. In the middle of the woods, where there's a lot of scary shit. Or we stay in the boat, progressing to move forwards until hopefully we find something that may be better, but still moving towards our destination.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to fight in the boat, but I guess.
You don't want to rock the boat?
No, yeah, baby. So if moving forward is the thing, then okay, I'm more okay with that, I guess.
So just so you're aware, in order for you to get a long rest, 2 of those out like it's in an 8-hour period. 2 of those hours can be light activity. In order for you to all get a long rest, it would actually take 10 hours if you're going to row for part of that, because you can't rowing is not considered light activity.
I am for us like having one person maintain the boat and we stay in the boat. And like if we end up moving forward because current or whatever, sure. But I don't like the idea of risking getting off.
Yeah, like if you're just going to like stay in the boat, and keep in mind once again, the river's not like the stream is not flowing; it's stagnant.
Yeah.
So if no one's paddling or anything like that, you're not moving anywhere. But you'd be in the boat.
Yes, we're not actively moving, but whatever form of momentum that we have already established will slowly dwindle off.
Yes.
Could we do it in a way where, like, I guess that would be the 10 hours you were saying, where, like, one of us starts, and then 2 hours, and then starts our 8-hour rest.
Yeah.
And then...
I'd also be okay with that option, because if we're all taking our shifts and Theo's long rest is weird.
Just two extra hours of rest.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just trying to think about the math of that.
And if that would
we'll
impact
go,
Theo on the same level as well.
Well, the thing with elves, they do not require to sleep, but their long rest is still 8 hours.
Sure.
Like that's. I was looking into that a little while ago because I was curious. Like, does this mean that elves are able to long rest in 4 hours instead of 8? And it's like, no. They require 4 hours of meditation, like people require 8 hours of sleep. But their long rest is still 8 hours with 2 hours of light activity involved.
I mean, honestly, that seems fine by me. I would rather do that, and take the longer of the, like, a longer resting period for all of us.
Yeah.
And get out of the boat.
Then get out of the boat, because, yeah.
Because getting out of the boat is scary?
Well, a moving target is a lot harder to hit than a non-moving target.
That's true if you're thinking like Fatwang from the shore. I'm thinking an alligator comes up and swallows us whole. But I feel like we're damned if we do no matter what. So.
Yeah, I don't trust our DM enough to like either of our scenarios for this night. So I'm picking the one with the most potential benefit to the party in the end.
Okay. In that we're still progressing.
Yes.
Okay, I can get behind that. I will take first row.
I'm hurt that our party doesn't trust the DM.
You're hurt that the party doesn't trust the DM. You're hurt.
Not even slightly.
Exactly. Don't you pull this BS on us. Silver, you okay with this?
Yep.
Cool. I will get up early, ? I'll take last.
Okay.
Just because then daylight, and I can maybe see if I can start to mentally plot a course.
Okay.
Does Anna have dark vision?
Pardon?
And I don't have dark vision,
Anna has
so
dark vision?
I'm completely useless otherwise.
Yeah, Anna has fire.
So Kay's the only one who has problems with dark vision. So Kay should go when
That's why I'm last, because that implies morning-ish.
Do we have any torches? Do I have any torches?
I do.
I'm sure at least one of the people in this boat has torches.
I absolutely
Yeah,
have.
we could light torches for when Kay's going.
Well, yeah, and when I'm going, it'll also be near dawn, so things will be starting to lighten up.
Yeah. Okay, so basically how this is going to end up functioning then, and this is technically not raw, just because I'm improvising on this. Fuck it.
Well, welcome to
D&D.
DMing.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically what it's going to be is 2 people are going to be up. And then one person would go from being rowing to being on watch. And then from on watch, taking their rest.
Okay.
When someone gets up, they first move to rowing, and then they move to on watch.
So that means I'm going to sleep now, and I'm rowing early, and I'm on watch for the final chunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so who is rowing first? Who is on watch first?
I'll row first, and Theo will watch.
Or maybe
So-
we should get... Oh wait, you have fireflies, never mind.
So Anna and Theo, and then it will be Sylvania rowing and Anna watching, and then we are on to Theo rowing. Actually, no, that wouldn't work.
Theo would be, Theo would end up waking up with me because first off, last on, or
Oh yeah, that is right.
well, yeah, when I am on watch, Theo is rowing.
Yeah, so Sylvania.
Sylvania would be rowing while Anna is watching. Sylvania would be watching while I'm rowing?
Yeah.
There we go.
That's there we go. And then Theo is watching while Theo is rowing while Kay is watching. There we go. The person rowing is primarily keeping track of keeping the boat going. So conversing can occur, but not so much. Like they're not assisting so much in the actual observations.
Yes. Casual conversation, not. Yeah.
You okay there, Kay?
Nope. Darkness has fallen across this land.
Yep.
The midnight hour is not close at hand.
Now you got another 3.5 hours for that. Alrighty, so first watch is Theo while Anna is rowing. So Anna and Theo. Well, Anna, roll me your perception check.
What do you see?
19.
19.
Yep.
And that was Theo's?
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Anna.
Or, so Anna's rowing right now. Theo.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Can I keep that?
Yeah, we'll keep the roll, but then use Anna or use Theo's modifiers.
Alright, so that's 18.
18? Okay. It's like as you guys are like kind of like getting yourselves all set up, like those who are resting have kind of like hunkered down into the boat and are just kind of like resting there. Part of me just imagines like one of Kay's legs like up and over the edge of the boat, just his long legs.
Gangly boy.
I'm not even gangly anymore. I'm still shorter than Theo.
Yes, but Theo is sitting up. Yes, as you're going along, my mind, I totally drew a fucking blank. Okay. That's not where it's supposed to be. There we go. As you're going along, you do hear a loud screech, Anna. Also, Kay, your mic has gone all blurry.
Camera.
Yeah.
I'm asleep.
Your
It's
camera.
fine. It's fine. I'm asleep. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This is fine. I'm in a blurry haze. It's okay.
You do hear a loud screech overhead, and looking up, like you can see some of like the moonlight that's trickling in through the branches and all that, and you watch a large shadow soar across the sky overhead. With Theo's perception check, figure the wingspan's probably somewhere in the 50-60 foot range.
It's a rock.
And it goes careening along, and you even hear some of like the shaking of the branches and the leaves as massive wing flaps as it moves up and about. And over the course of the couple hours you're keeping watch, it's in the area. It's not actively following you, I guess, by any means, but it's in the area. It's feeding time for it.
Right, it's a bird, isn't it?
It's a very big bird.
Very big bird. Okay. Well, if it's not bothering us, then that's good with me. I'm just gonna keep rowing my little arms off. Yeah. Actually, consistent. So I'm not gonna go hard, but I'm just gonna go like a steady pace.
Yeah. It's been years since I've been canoeing.
With my fireflies to keep me company.
It's only been a year since you've been canoeing. Damn.
No, it's been years since I've been canoeing.
It's been over a decade since I've been canoeing.
I don't know when the last time I went canoeing was.
Wow.
Last thing I was in, I think it was a... I've gone kayaking more recently, within probably the last 5 years or so, but that's not canoeing.
Functionally, it's not all that different.
Yeah, it's not all that different. So Anna's Theo sits to start meditating and resting. You are now moving into the watching position. And so, how are you waking up Sylvania for getting her to row?
Murder! I mean, what?
No, I'm not gonna light the boat on fire. I'm not gonna shout. Well, no, I don't want to be loud. I'm gonna try and climb over Theo.
Okay.
And just tap Syl. Like, lean as far as I can to kind of shake her leg or whatever part I can reach of her.
Okay.
Like, Syl, it's your turn to row the boat. It's really fun.
Row?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going up.
Come on, buddy. And I will help Syl to the front.
I kind of grab a row and it's just like...
You grab a row?
Both sides.
Sylvania, it's really hard to hear right now. Your mic is very muffled.
Oh, that's sick. Is that better?
Yes.
I kind of like grab the row and I'm like, am I supposed to row on both sides?
I will not start my watch until I show proper rowing technique to Sylvania.
Well, you're basically got a paddle. It's not one person in the middle and going row, row, row your boat. You've got two separate paddles.
Okay.
But yeah, you give Sylvania the basics for rowing. And actually, one thing I'm going to get you. Anna, roll me a dexterity check for when you were rowing.
Uh-oh. 13.
13, okay. So Sylvania, give me a dexterity check for your rowing.
Nat 20, 22.
Nice.
Okay. You figure out, like, you get yourself in a really good rhythm. You're like, this is good. And you pick up a fair bit of, you get to good pace for a single person rowing the canoe with 4 people and a robot dog. Anna, roll me your perception check for keeping watch.
Yeah. Nat 20, 24.
Well, it's now here's all your nat 20s.
We're the dream team.
Hopefully you don't need them again later.
Oh god, please don't make us fight those guys again.
So Sylvania, Anna, while you are watching, you see you catch a little bit of a glint of a torch being carried through the woods. Fixating and focusing on it especially with your nat 20, you notice that there is a lizard man.
I snuff out my firefly.
Yeah, so you immediately dispel the firefly, and I want you to roll me a stealth check.
Why is it so dark?
Gosh. Oh gosh. What is why couldn't it be K? Okay, this isn't terrible. How's a 17 do ya?
Okay. Like you kind of like signal to Sylvania that there's someone there, and Sylvania, unfortunately, you do have to slow your pace a little bit. But you watch the torch and the lizard man continue on and then move further away from the stream. It does not appear as though he had just noticed your existence.
And he's not going in the direction of us.
He was traveling originally the same direction, but has since moved away from the stream.
Like okay.
Yeah, further into the mangroves.
Cool. I'm gonna lean forward and whisper what I observed to Syl. Keep her in the loop.
Alrighty. And after a little bit, after it's carried off, Sylvania, you're back into the flow of rowing again, and the watch comes and goes. So it's Kay's turn to row. And Sylvania's turn to watch.
A is really inefficient at rowing. After waking up, he is still groggy, is the word of choice.
Yeah.
And he's just putzing along, with that beautiful 4. He's not making progress. Sylv made progress. K is not.
Yeah,
He
K's still
can't
half
really
asleep.
He can't tell how well he's doing, because he's just, is it in the water? Maybe? This seems like where it's supposed to be, right? He's too reliant on his sight?
And at one point in time, you just kind of like put the oar across your lap. You're like,
Good enough.
I think we're moving still.
I love the idea of you only paddling on one side, and we end up just going like in a circle for a bit. If you forget to change sides.
No, see, I think what's more likely is it's just, I'm going successfully on one side, I think I'm hitting the water on the other. Successfully on one side, I think I'm hitting. So it's not that I'm not doing the correct motion.
No, you're just going
it's that
wibble wobble.
It's just that this motion is just like touching the top of the water, whereas this one is like, ugh.
Yeah, strong rolls on one side and then like half-assed rolls on the other. So it's kind of.
That's fine.
And Sylvania, roll me your perception. 16. Alrighty. While you're going along, the prattle of rain starts to fall a bit. And do gnomes have dark vision?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So you're not needing a torch. Although, Kay, do you have a torch lit?
Not currently.
Okay.
Because it's not my job to see, it's my job to paddle, which is why I'm doing so bad.
You end up rowing, or you end up just like focusing on like the sound, like the driplets of water hitting the driplets of rain hitting the water as Kay's paddling along. You keep watch for the lizard man that Annah had seen during her watch, and during the course of it, you haven't seen any, like, you see no sign of it at all, which is good? ? It's good. And you occasionally will see like the silhouette of the giant bird cascade across the sky above. Once again, seeming to pay you no mind. But it exists. It's there.
Does it appear to be like following us, or is it just happening to go around?
It's especially considering its size, and like you're not moving excessively fast in the boat. And considering its size, like it can move quite quickly through the air, and it's not. It doesn't appear to be like following you or care anything about you, but it is in this area to feed.
Okay, so it's probably the thing that Anna's worried eats all the bugs.
Probably. That would be a logical assumption, based off of the size of the bugs and the size of the things that would be required to eat said bugs. And as your watch comes to a close, how are you waking up Theo?
Theo, poke. Theo, poke.
Yes, still I'm awake. Thank you. It's quite enough.
So as Theo goes to start rowing.
Hello, Kay.
Is sunrise starting to happen yet, or no?
Barely.
Okay. So Kay, let me confirm. I should have plenty of torches left. I've only used one. The rest of the time, honestly, like, and let there be bugs.
Uh-huh.
So just give me a sec to confirm.
Yeah, you have 9 torches.
Yeah. What I thought. I'm gonna light a torch!
So you light a torch and you're sitting there holding the torch.
Yeah, at the front of the boat, just kind of getting an idea. I'm assuming that the light will bounce off of the water a little bit, giving me a vague idea where the shoreline is.
Yeah.
As I wait for the light of day to be more appropriate, at which time I will dunk my torch in the water and put it in.
Okay.
Because I don't want to blind my eyes with the power of the light is right here and over there, because that's a mistake.
Fair enough. Okay, Theo, roll for paddle. And K, roll for watch.
Am I just rolling
Perception.
base? I'm rolling perception. Right, that's what. 1d20. Oh, that's concerning. What's my perception? Well, we're not going anywhere at all.
Guys? Why are you laughing, DM? I got a 2.
If those who don't, because you guys can't see right now, Anna or Theo rolled a nat 1 for paddling the boat.
I rolled a 9 for perception, so we ain't doing a whole lot. My eyes are conflicting with the light from the fire in front of my face and the light from the sun at dawn.
This is fine.
We are not moving, and yet we succeed to notice.
Yeah, Theo's like paddling and it's like just dunking in and like splashing up a bit, not actually getting much movement at all. It's kind of like
fuss is about. This isn't that hard because there's no resistance from the freaking water.
she's got Theo. He has the paddle like sideways, so just like straight in and just cutting through the water.
Yes, that is absolutely what's going on for the whole rowing night.
And okay, as you're going along, even with the terrible roll you had for perception, specifically because you have a torch, you do catch the glimmer of what looks to be a pair of eyes on the surface of the water. Especially with you not moving very quickly.
It's reasonably obvious.
Yeah, like it's really easy to see. Like the combination of the nat 1 for rowing made it so that the DC dropped for how easy it is to see these. But you can see these two yellow eyes that are kind of like idly staring, and like you turn to try and get a bit of a closer look. You just watch something bloop, just sink underneath the water. You're not sure what they are for or from, just that they were there.
It must be too early. I could swear I saw eyes. Weird.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah, I'm like muttering to myself though. It's like very like calmly, like you have to be paying attention to my words because I'm like, hell, like, did I? No, it just must be me. Like, there's no way. Maybe, like K being K is like, I could swear, but he's not certain because he's still groggy because he's incapable of like paddling a boat, never mind functioning with the light of the torch in his face. And he's like, maybe it's like the burnt dots in my eyes from like staring at a singular point of light too long. He's skeptical of what he's noticing.
Right, so you're not like coherently saying what you're seeing.
No, it's just I'm like grumbling to myself like, what? Like, it's like when you misplace your keys, but you didn't actually misplace your keys. It's just you have one of 3 spots you put your keys, and you already checked 2 of them, and you're like, didn't I put them in the first 2 normal spots? No, you put them in the 3rd. That sort of idea.
Then
Okay.
Theo will investigate.
So Theo's gonna try and investigate?
No, Theo, like, she won't, or he won't be like, okay, what do you mean, eyes? What are you talking about? Like, Theo
Oh,
will
just
keep going on. It's gonna
just
be-
ignoring him. Just keep cutting through the water
Yep.
like a flat paddle through butter.
Doing a great old job.
And so as the original 8 hours kind of goes by, who's going to take the, I guess, a final watch and row to give those people who would...
I think Anna.
I think based on the way it was, it returns to...
I think it goes back to Anna rowing Theo.
Yeah.
Watch. Okay. So Kay goes back to napping, and Anna's once
Sorry.
again...
Let me lean into the darkness a little bit so my camera fogs out again.
As if now the camera doesn't want to cooperate. And so Anna, give me your rowing.
17.
17.
At
So
least someone's capable of rowing.
the ones with the shortest arms did the best at rowing.
I grew up on a boat. That's a lie, I didn't.
You didn't. You grew up in the mountains.
Lakes were on fire where I come from.
You're not wrong.
I'm not awake, so I don't want to know.
So as you get a fair bit of a rhythm going as you continue paddling along. And roll perception for Theo.
Yeah, it is Theo doing that. Pardon me.
Really? Really? Damn it, Theo!
Yeah, Theo is not doing well at anything.
Theo it seems like Theo did not get the allocated amount of rest time he was expecting.
So that turns into a 4 for any concerned parties.
Theo
But
got
it's
another
still a
nat
crit.
1.
But it's still a crit fail.
So Theo's sitting there, starting to keep watch, and it has not been, like, even when Theo is meditating, it's not been the most restful of meditations, especially considering that some people, when they were paddling, were, like, splashing water up on the boat, which was interrupting the meditation a bit, and so Theo's just kind of sitting there and just kind of drifts off into a bit of a trance, and every once in a while kind of, like, jaws up and... But Theo doesn't see jack shit.
Is there jack shit to see?
That's a very good question.
It's a very good question. I'm glad you asked.
Does Anna see anything?
Anna's concentrating on rowing.
Dang it. I don't need my eyes to row.
I tell that to Kay.
Alright, fair enough.
Alrighty.
We all wake up and we're just surrounded by lizardmen.
We just waked up and we're dead.
Alrighty. So as morning comes and everyone's had their rows and their watches, and you kind of wake up and you're still in a little bit of a the creek, the stream-like path of water, and the mangrove trees on the edges have gotten a little bit more scarce at some points. The edge has gone from being more like silt and mud to being a little bit rockier, which is a little bit abnormal considering that most of what you've seen throughout the area has been mud and muck and dirt and all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. Like the edges of the shores have become a little bit rockier. There's still plenty of mangrove trees that the roots have kind of like twisted into these rocks. So it's clear that this is not a new development by any means. It's still fairly dark just due to the density of the mangrove trees. But light is cascading through the leaves and the branches overhead. And the day, as it's going, like people are switching up rowing every once in a while, and it's fairly peaceful as you're traveling. And probably about mid-afternoon or so, the trees kind of break away, opening up into a massive lake.
There?
Pardon?
Are we there?
Are we there yet?
You're at a lake.
How do
there-
we know we're at the lake we're looking for?
Is there anything discernible on the edges of the lake? This is going to be a perception roll.
Yep, roll perception.
Is anyone else looking, or is it just me?
I mean, sure, I'll look at my surroundings.
Yeah, everyone's welcome to look.
I'm not investigating anything.
Well, Sylvania notices something, I'm pretty sure.
Is Theo rolling?
I got a 9.
So, Anna's not
Is it a
rolling
9?
then?
Is it a 9 for Theo, or...
Is that a 9 for Anna?
Anna?
Forgetting Theo exists, I'm so sorry.
Theo's still
doesn't
meditating
notice.
on the boat.
Theo got a 6, yeah, while meditating.
Yeah, at one point, one of the... So as you look around, all of you see that it is a very large lake. Sylvania, having gotten better than a 10.
Rude. I got a 10.
I said better than a 10.
Fight me. In the parking lot, after school, on Wednesday, fisticuffs over ice cream.
That means I have to go back to school. Oh, man. So, Sylvania, since you've gotten better than 10, the waters, which had been fairly shallow and clear, seem to almost immediately deepen as you exit the little stream you had been in and move out onto the lake, darkening the further out you travel. To your south, there's a large island protruding from the waters, a whole bunch of lush vegetation growing on its surface. To the north, open water for miles. The edge of the lake that you can see has gotten more and more rocky, and the exterior of this lake seems to be walled by just sheer cliffs. Like, they're not excessively high, probably like 15, 20, maybe 30 feet, but they seem to wall around most of the lake. And there's a very strong contrast in comparison to the mud that you'd been trudging through before. A massive water strider, about the size of a horse, skids across the surface of the water. Its long, flat feet creating dips in the water to the surface. And despite its massive size, it's still light enough with wide enough footpaths. It's not actually breaking the surface tension in the water, and it just glides across the surface.
That's spooky. I don't like it.
Please tell me I noticed that. Even with a 9.
You see it go by.
Yeah. I love bugs.
But
Not lots of
something-
love spells to a terrifying degree.
No.
You don't want a horse-sized water strider? Okay?
No!
Mount it.
The answer is still no. The answer has not changed from being no.
Oh,
The
right.
answer
so
is
we
not
went
going to
for
change from
specific
being
one.
no.
Does anyone know if this is the one we were looking for?
We have a map, right?
Ish.
Okay,
believe
roll
it
me a
was-
survival check.
Oh, that's a... Oh, well... Do.
Anna cannot surmount anything.
12!
12?
God bless modifiers, because otherwise I'd be below 10 all
Again.
day.
You had a nat 20 earlier.
Yeah, I started the day off strong, and that's how I wish I should have ended it.
That day's not over yet. You still got a chance to redeem yourself. It's like start the day strong, end the day strong, and shit in between. So Yen, it takes a little bit for you to just like looking at the map that you had been given, which already you had learned is not very accurate. But judging by like how far you've traveled, where approximately you feel you should be, you figure this is probably Lake Amasura. You've successfully navigated the party to Lake Amasura.
I think we're here, guys.
Oh, good. It only took days and almost certain death.
I mean, certain death for some of us.
No one died, so it wasn't very certain.
Ambiguous death? Is that better? Would you prefer it to be better?
Plausible? Likely?
Yes,
Optional?
It was plausible that some of us could have died against those blizzards, but definitely not certain. None of us died.
And also you would also remember that the ruins you were traveling to were south of Lake Amasura.
So we need to sail across the lake because we were coming from the north.
You were coming from the west, going east.
Okay, so we need to go to the
South.
Yep, hang a right. I guess it's probably better to keep traveling via water, or does the land look like something we would want to even consider traversing?
With the edges being cliffs, you'd have to climb up the cliffs.
Yeah, no.
And then if you wanted to continue taking the boat with you, you would then have to haul the boat up said cliffs. Somehow.
I guess we're staying in the boat. We're on a boat.
That's up to you.
Is there a shore anywhere? And what kind of cliffs? Is it cliff beach water, or is it water up against cliff?
Water up against rocky cliffs.
Cool. I'm assuming at some point somewhere on this lake there is a beachhead.
Not at the area that you can currently see, but
cool. So we're going to the area we can't see.
Yeah.
That is my evaluation.
I agree. Let's keep trudging forward in our boat. Boaty McBoatface.
Alrighty, as you travel along with Boaty McBoatface, I suddenly imagine Anna just like drawn a little smiley face on the front of the boat.
Oh, no. Something I do.
It's something both Mel and Anna would do. Anna is Mel being able to cast bug spells.
Not quite true.
Slightly less naive.
All right.
So you start heading south. There is the large island ahead. Probably at the rate you're going, another hour or two's journey before you'd reach the...
That seems like a destination we're traveling to.
Going to the island?
Yes.
Island that's sheer cliff, or an island that's like a normal island with a shore?
I'm basing on the fact that
Rounded island.
It
protruding
should be an
from the...
island. It should be an island with a shore, because that's not how land masses work.
That's fair, but this is also a weird thing we've been traveling through.
Valid.
Cool. So it's a good kind of island.
Yeah, it is. It's like a dome-like island. So you're going along, and it's slow going. Like with you being now out on a more of an open lake, when you're in the stream-like path, because you had like the dense mangrove trees on either side of you, there was barely any wind. Out and out on the lake, there's actually a fair bit of wind today, and it is kind of pushing you around a little bit. So you're kind of fighting against the wind as you go along. So the waters are a little bit choppy. And I'd like everyone to make me a perception check.
I'll be doing Theo's first.
Okay.
Theo has a 17.
Hey, look, Kay has an 18.
15.
And Anna has a 12.
Okay. So we got 15, 14. What is Theo's modifier and your modifier?
3.
3 and then 4? Okay, so 15, 7. Sylvania, do you not have any wisdom?
No, +0.
Neat. So 15, 17, 18, 12. As you're paddling along, Kay, looking around, something catches your eye. And it catches your eye and then just triggers a memory of, are those eyes? Were those eyes? Did I see what were those there? Were they not there? But you see these.
They're real?
They're real. And they're.
I exclaim that statement, by the way, with that same, like, tonential, like, real? Like, that whole, I'm talking normal and I'm gonna hide and squeak a little voice because I'm jumping on this.
Wait,
That.
what's
This can't be good.
There are eyes staring back at me for the second time this morning.
Yeah, that's because you proclaimed it's real and now we're all looking at you.
Not yours. From the water.
Kay, show me where, Kay.
Kay, like, turns and points.
Yeah, you turn, you point, and Anna, you're not quite seeing them. Theo and Sylvania, you do manage to pick out the eyes. And Kay, then you immediately realize something. The eyes are closer. The eyes are pursuing. And the eyes are continuing to move closer to the boat.
Guys,
fairly
we need
rapidly.
to paddle faster.
Who's paddling right now?
Who is paddling right now?
Well, it's definitely Kay now, and he is going. He is intentionally making an actual effort to paddle with ferocity.
Okay, so Kay has grabbed a paddle.
Can I now
Anna.
see the eyes?
Pardon?
Can I now see the eyes that they're pursuing and...
Yeah, now that everyone's like, oh god, and like fixing and pointing them out, like you start to catch on. Like as you see like the water even above it, like the water itself is a bit choppy, but seeing like the distinct something moving in the water. So to see who the other person paddling is, I'm gonna roll a d4. 1 is Anna, 2 is Sylvania, 3 is Theo, and 4 I roll again. 2, Sylvania.
Okay. Guess I'm rolling.
So I need Kay and Sylvania to roll me athletics.
I was
This
the
thing.
wrong person to get to do this.
Could it be fair? I don't think any of you have proficiency in athletics except for like. Does Kay have?
I don't.
No, I don't think.
have-
No
I
one.
don't have-
One
I don't have
athletic.
proficiency in it, but I'm dexterous, so.
Well, athletics is strength, not dex.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh,
Acrobatics is dex.
Well, then it's a 10. My bad. My brain chose the wrong word. We're paddling fast with tens.
A 10 and an 8.
Tens across the board.
And so you're paddling and paddling, trying to pick up some speed. You're not going straight because Kay, ferociously paddling, and Sylvania's small arms cannot quite keep up. And so the boat is starting to turn a bit to the one side.
Can I correct myself when I realize it to maintain pace? But like, fuck, oh fuck. Especially because
odds or
I
evens?
imagine... I don't know. Let's roll a d20 to find out.
No, I've rolled a d20. You tell me odds or evens.
Oh goodness, no. That defeats the purpose. It's odd.
It's odd. You try to correct a bit, but Sylvania, realizing that you're now moving to the other side, is also switching to the other side, and so you're.
Damn itself!
So
Kay is visibly panicking.
But since you're also trying to focus a bit before like going, you're not looking back at Sylvania, who's trying to opposite sides, so you're still veering a bit. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, so Anna and Theo would definitely ready some attacks at this point.
Okay, what are you readying?
So, magic beetle. 3 wicked beetles for Anna in her... Or is it 3? It's up to 3.
Up to 3.
So I get to choose, right?
1, 2, or 3, yes.
Alright, so I'm going to choose 3, because that's like a great number.
Okay.
And Theo, because I never get to use Eldritch Blast, is going to ready Eldritch Blast.
Okay, what are your triggers for it?
The triggers, we don't really know anything about this, and I understand that it might just be a friendly pair of eyes coming towards us. But if it looks like it's going to, like, open a maw and attack or try and flip our boat, like, anything aggressive coming really close to us.
Okay. And so you have 3 beetles, so are you throwing the beetles, or do you have a sling to fling
I have a sling.
Okay. Okay, so you've got a sling to fling the beetles.
Yes.
Actually, the funny thing, I kind of wish that I could, like, cascade all the portraits across. That way it's like, I look this way and I see Anna. I turn and look this way and I see Kay. I look down and I see Sylvania. But that doesn't work once it goes to the roll for severity, because I have all the screens over on this side, and it's like, that's why I keep, like,
Well, no, that's one of the reasons why I'm, like, gesturing. Am I gesturing to you? Am I gesturing to you? Am I gesturing to you? Because
it's like,
I don't
I've
know
got
who I'm gesturing
Anna,
to.
and then below Anna is Kay, and then beside Kay is Theo, and then down far bottom right corner is Sylvania. It's written like an L shape.
What also doesn't help me is because I mirror my image in our sharing software, so that it looks like how you guys would see me if you were looking directly at me instead of my reflection, because that bothers the crap out of me.
Mine's mirrored as well.
And so I'm like, up is right, down is right. That's not confusing.
That's Theo.
This is right, technically. So this is accurate in footage, but my brain wants to go, this is right.
Yeah.
On my right. No, anyways, I digress.
Yeah. So anyways, Anna and Theo, you start to see this elongated figure thrashing through the water as it's coming towards you. And I'd like you to make your attacks, because it does not appear to be slowing down.
Okay, so Theo first, if I may. 18 to hit for Theo.
18 does not hit.
Oh no. Okay.
This thing is scary. Go faster.
Okay, and then I guess Anna. Oh, it's a ranged attack, isn't it?
It is. So it's Dex.
Oh, my Dex is bad. Oh, my Dex is very bad. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, we learned about this when you tried to throw a bottle of fire and nearly lit a dwarf on fire.
Yeah, alright, well, come on, dice gods. No, dice gods. I come nowhere near hitting this thing. I just huck the beetle in the water.
You see it, and you're immediately like, ah! Like, don't even get into the sun. You just throw the rock into the water, and it skips a couple times, and then just sinks. So as this thing comes thrusting forward, it rams into the boat, and the boat lurches as this thing collides with its side. And I'd like to have everyone make me a dexterity saving throw. And this is to...
Oh, wait, I know what the math is on this one. I don't need to look.
And this is to avoid being thrown from the boat and or to keep it from capsizing.
Theo first. 18.
Okay.
Modified
9?
20.
Yay, Syl! Carry us! Carry us!
Drop
Or
six.
mainly, carry me. Because I'm the failure.
And Anna has a 17.
A 17?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 20 modified... Or we have modified 20. What was Theo's? 18?
18.
9, and then... 18. Okay. So as you're... Like, as this thing hits... Okay, you fall half into the water. Your ass end is still in the boat. Because they managed to keep the boat...
Okay, so is it arms over? Or is it my ass is in the boat and my legs are over?
Your ass is in the boat, your top half is face first into the water.
Okay, so I'm ass over tea kettle go into
Yeah.
the water, so to speak.
But you kind of like have like tightened your knees to prevent you from continuing to roll over.
Yes, my core is like, I
Yeah.
need to exercise more.
Who? So like, as you all like look, like you managed to like prevent the boat from like tipping over, but the sudden impact and lurch did send Kay head over tea kettle a bit into the like face first into the water. But his ass end's still in the boat. Is anyone attempting to pull him back in, or what are people doing?
Can I tell Dog to pull him back in?
Yeah, you could have Dog try and pull him back in. Give me a strength check from Dog. Oh yeah, we'd also need a dexterity check from Dog.
Oh yes, I can do that. Why am I not? That's fine. There we go. Dog, show me dex. Okay. So for Dog, for the dex check first is also a modified 20.
That is very dexterous, cat Dog. Okay, and then for the strength check for pulling Kay back in, since Dog is no longer at risk of being at the bottom of the lake.
Is it an athletics check or a strength check?
Either or.
Okay.
No, we'll go athletics just to give it that efficiency.
16.
So Kay, you feel cold, wet metal, like paws, like latch on and just like pull you back into the boat.
Hey,
You have water up your nose currently. And I'd like everyone to roll me a perception check.
again.
Theo first. Theo got a 6.
Theo sees nothing.
I'm sorry, Theo.
Sylvania
Am I-
sees nothing. Kay sees nothing.
The
You don't.
party is unprepared for what's about to happen.
And I got a 13.
Okay, and you realize it because your feet are getting wet. A hole has been broken into the side of the boat, and the boat is starting to take on a little bit of water.
Okay.
How big is the hole?
The hole itself it's not a like wide hole, but the gash itself is probably about 1.5 feet long.
Holy crap.
Just outside of my ability to fix.
Can you fix part of it?
No, the hole has to be less than 1 foot in any dimension.
So I will shout.
Yeah, because it basically hit the side of the boat, and so the crack or the cut is going down and under a bit.
That makes sense.
Can I grab? Does anyone have like extra clothes or something? Just like shove it in the hole.
Does anyone?
Do I have 2 sets of clothes?
I will check what I have in my equipment.
I'm checking my inventory.
I just have 1 set, so I'm probably wearing that.
Yeah, you're probably wearing your clothes.
You can try and stuff some rope in it. So, Giggle, how far are we from the island?
Not terribly far. Depending on how well you rope, you could probably get there in a couple turns.
Okay, yeah, my thought is rather than like focusing on fixing the hole, we try and hightail it to the island as quick as we can.
I'm with Anna because I have nothing to shove in the hole either.
Like, I got rope. You're welcome to it. But I don't think it's gonna help all that much.
Okay, so the plan of trying to, like, plug the hole is a no-go. But the boat is taking on water.
So,
like,
two people are still paddling, right?
Assuming that you've picked up the paddle and are continuing to paddle.
Well, that would be my intent was to probably not let go of it.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, the paddle would have...
That's a security blanket for me.
Yeah.
That was probably the reason I was off-kiltered in the first place, is because I was like, no! And then yeah.
This momentum and...
Yes.
I can try and use my mess kit pot to, like, keep throwing water out, if that's...
Okay, so you're gonna use your pot to try and just scoop water and toss it out of the boat?
One-handed, and the other hand holding my other 2 beetles to try and keep whipping them at the stupid reptilian monster thing. I presume reptilian monster thing.
You don't know? You haven't seen it yet.
So, one-handed to throw water out.
Okay. So you're basically scooping one hand just up and over, and just like other hand, I guess this, and the other hand just like holding on to those beetles, ready to throw them as soon as you see the thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Sylvania, what are you doing?
I was rowing before, so still rowing now.
So you're gonna keep rowing?
But rowing with more fervor than before.
Okay.
Hopeful.
And what is Theo doing?
Theo also has a mess kit, I see. How are we taking on so much water that it seems like both of us are going to need to find a pot thing to keep water out?
At the moment, no. But you get the feeling the thing's probably not done.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Theo, for the moment, will whip out her pot from, his, mess kit, and have it sitting at the ready, and ready an Eldritch Blast.
Ready another Eldritch Blast? Okay. So as, like, your one hand scooping water out, Theo's sitting there ready with the mess kit. Let's get Sylvania and Kay to give me another athletics check for rowing.
Whoa.
16! Damn it!
Sylvania, why do you have a plus -1 for your strength?
I have a -1.
Strength?
That's just how it says it.
Okay. Really? You have a -1 to your strength? Huh.
Yeah, that was my dump. It was an 8.
Yes. I like the fact the person with the negative strength modifier is rowing. So, Kay, you're rowing with extreme... Actually, Kay, roll me a perception check.
Ooh, that one.
Nat 1 from Kay on the perception check. Alrighty. So you don't notice that Sylvania's struggling to keep up. You're just going ham and rowing as hard as you can. As Kay goes and dives into the water. It's like, I'm done. Wait for Kay's camera to refocus. His camera's underwater. There we go.
For reference, I hate Roll20 now, and I never want to use this thing again. I want to go back to my dice. If I have to, I'll set up a second webcam that points at my dice. My dice like me more than this website does, and this is bullshit.
Kay, you say that, but you've rolled the most nat ones out of everyone in the party.
I have
not
new metal
including Roll20.
I have new metal dice that are my friends. Not whatever poppycock this website is. Bullshit.
Alrighty. So yeah, you're not paying any attention to what Sylvania is rowing. You're just rowing as hard as you can. So because of the difference in rowing power, you're not making great progress, but you're still progressing towards the island. Anna and Theo, you do see the figure coming back towards you from the other side. Once again, it is thrashing in the water, and as it rushes forward, and as it is getting closer, its body kind of like partially rises up out of the water. You can see the long crocodilian body as it breaches the surface. The back has like plate-like, almost like blade-like spikes and grooves coming off of the back of it as it comes and tries to ram the boat once more. I'll get you to throw your beetle and fire the Eldritch Blast.
Alright, Eldritch Blast. So does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
Hey.
Okay, so roll me the damage for that Eldritch Blast.
9 damage.
9? Okay.
Croc face.
Okay, and then the rocks.
Oh yeah.
Or the beetles.
We even need to... My beetle, for twang, skips on the water.
This is just a bloop.
Oh, even, yeah, okay.
But the Eldritch Blast that hits does, like when it hits it, it causes it to submerge back under the water partially. And so as it hits the boat from the other side, the boat does take a bit of a jostle. I'm going to need everyone to make me another dexterity saving throw. But because you did hit it, the DC is lower.
Theo's got a modified 20.
What is this freaking... Okay, bye. Excuse me while I go for a swim, I guess. Taking an oar with me. Because death, apparently.
Both the people with oars rolled low, just say.
And I got a 14.
Yes, but you might have not rolled low enough to be flung out of the boat. I definitely did. There's nothing saving me. I'm gone.
Yeah, Kay rolled another nat 1.
I might have just literally just been flung so far I end up on the island before everyone. Like,
We can only hope.
So Kay, as the you were in mid shift from one side to the other as the figure hits the boat, and you are absolutely knocked off balance, and you tumble head first into the water. There was no ass end staying on the boat this time. You are face first into the water.
What was dog's roll?
You know what? We need to roll for dog.
Dog got a 21, so...
Dog is fine. Dog is just sitting in the middle of the boat, just like, oh, wow. That was rough.
This is an inconvenience.
The dog is just interrupting her nap.
It's like, things are happening. Neat. But Kay, as you are in the water, you're kind of thrashing about, looking about, and
oh god, please tell me I know how to swim.
I don't know. Do you know how to swim?
I don't know. Let's find out. Well, I'm guessing since I have a positive to acrobatics, I'm assuming I at least know how to dive.
I think that everyone can technically swim, but it's considered
I have a
difficult terrain.
positive in athletics, so I don't struggle to. Sorry, with my +1, you struggle to swim or stay afloat in treacherous currents, storm-tossed waves, or areas of 6 seaweed. Or if another character or creature tries to push or pull you underwater while trying to interfere with my swimming.
Okay.
That sounds likely.
I give up. I'm dead. Like, unless I end up in its mouth and I stab it through its head with one of my short swords. That's my option at this point.
Am I still in the boat?
Yes, Sylvania is still in the boat.
Is Kay within 30 feet of me?
Yes, but he is underwater currently.
Can I see him?
Roll me a perception check. Because you'd also wouldn't necessarily know where he fell in.
Okay, so let's see if I can see him. I do not see him.
You cannot see him.
Can Theo and I try to perceive
Pointing out.
Pardon?
I kind of go like, everyone, where's Kay?
What were you going to try and do?
Can we
Cast Sanctuary on him?
Anna and Theo, roll me perception checks to try and find Kay.
So Theo's 11. Uh, 16 for Anna.
Okay, Anna, you saw where Kay went over the boat. He got thrown off on the rock back, so he's currently on the left side of the boat.
Okay. Cool. Anna's gonna wait for Kay to resurface and then just try and reach and pull him back in.
Okay.
And Theo's gonna keep an Eldritch Blast at the ready.
Okay.
Do you point Kay out to me so I can see him?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd make that known.
Yeah, so Vonnie, as you once Anna points out where Kay is, you're able to like get over, like look down the edge of the boat and try and like signal him out for it.
Yeah, I'd like to try to cast Sanctuary on Kay to help him against the thing that's probably about to try to eat him. We'll see if I wild magic. I do not wild magic.
What is Sanctuary? You ward a creature within range against an attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as explosion of fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell that affects an enemy, or deals damage to another creature, the spell ends. Okay.
And that's 1 minute.
Okay, and what is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 13.
13? Okay. So, Kay, with you being in the water, like as you plunge into the cold water, like the shock kind of like pulses through your body. Just that abrupt like, oh, that's cold.
Okay, conveniently, it's something you can react to fast enough that you're like, nope. Oh, I'm in this situation now.
Yeah. Turning, you can see the dark silhouette of the long reptilian body as it curves, making another trip back. I need to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, it fails that.
So it fails to attack me. So is it losing its attack or is it changing its target?
It's going for the boat.
That's what I thought.
And you currently have an oar with you, okay?
Yes.
The people on the boat, you have one oar. Kay, Kay, I need you to make me an athletics for getting your ass back up to the surface.
Can I pass this ore to one of the people in the boat that hopefully doesn't have a -1 modifier?
Theo will grab that, I think.
Yeah, Theo, grab it.
Hey, it's a modified 20.
Okay.
Surface aggressively.
So, Kay, you, with using the fact that the ores float, you kind of have that, and you're using that to help get yourself up to the surface. You breach the surface just in time to watch the crocodile once again hit the side of the boat. I need those people who are in the boat to make me a dex saving throw again.
Theo got a 19.
Okay.
I got an 11.
Anna has a 3.
I've got a 13.
Okay. And actually, Theo would have an Eldritch Blast to fire off as well. So if you could fire that for me first as well, just so I can adjust my DC as needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That does not hit.
15 is not going to hit, Mr. Crocodile Man.
Nope. So Anna, you are most certainly in the water.
Whee!
And once same thing for you, when like you hit the water, like that cold shock of that water is cold. And Kay, with your athletics check for getting to the surface, you're also able to, like, after you see like the boat surge, and see the body like trailing off, you manage to pull yourself into the boat with a bit of assistance from Dog, and Sylvania, I'm guessing, is also helping.
Cool. Did
Right
I
now,
note?
I see Anna.
Yeah. Did either of us notice Anna going off?
Yes, you're aware that Anna has fallen off, but you're currently on the edge of the boat, and if they don't help to offset,
no,
you're
it's
tipping
just-
them into.
Nope, that's fine. I just needed to make sure. That's fine. Let's get me in the boat.
Yeah, everyone is aware that Anna's fallen off.
Yes, but I need to make sure I was aware of this because I have a flotation device and also something with reach.
Fair.
What are we doing?
So as... Pardon?
Can I see Anna?
You're currently helping Kay into the boat.
Okay.
So as Kay is being pulled into the boat, actually I want Theo, Kay, and Sylvania to make me a perception check.
17.
5.
And Theo has 21.
21. Alrighty. With your focus being on getting Kay into the boat, and Kay for you getting into the boat, you can hear something massive moving in the water as well. Aside from just this giant crocodile.
I was gonna say.
But at the moment you're aware there's something else there. Not sure what yet.
Maybe it's a crocodile eating friend.
Anna, as you're sinking in the water, what is your athletics?
I don't want to answer that. It's -1.
Okay. You're floundering a little bit in the water as you're like sinking a little bit. Aside from just like the initial like falling into the water, but you can see this large crocodile coming directly for you. And you just manage to get yourself to the surface, and you can see it as its maw opens up, and the water splashing all around you as there's a powerful bite, and the water goes red. And we're ending our session tonight a little bit early.
That's lame.
It's what does that mean? What does that mean?
So we're going to be back in 2 weeks to continue our campaign.
I'm sorry, friends. We're not going to be back in 2 weeks. Our DM is going to be dead in a ditch. He put us on such a rude cliffhanger. This is a sin. This is a crime against humanity.
No, just a crime against the DM, or just a crime of the DM against the players.
Yep.
A moss snaps and there's red? Rude!
What are you, a fan fiction writer?
We only have so many options. Either someone rolled incredibly high on a D20 and the mysterious stranger has now murdered this creature from a grave distance.
Cue sound effect.
And even like a megalodon came up from the bottom of the lake and went whonk to the giant alligator creature, a la like Jurassic World.
Yeah, except Jurassic World it ate the, what was she, the assistant? A guide or something?
I mean, bigger meal, more protein. I'm gonna assume.
But yeah, that's where we're ending today's session.
Rude. Remember, everyone, our DM is our DM. This man up there a ways is rude. He's a monster.
You all knew that getting into this.
Yep. Wow.
Did I ever claim to be a good person, Nathan?
Just claim to be a chaotic one.
Chaotic evil. Duh.
I have yet to witness you commit murder. Until such time as I witness this, you're just chaotic.
Chaotic evil doesn't require murder.
Yeah, but chaotic evil requires the detriment of others. This is just more annoying than it is to our detriment. Unless you killed Annah, in which case we're all going to be very upset.
It's all easy when you're evil.
I hope I'm not dead. Well, we shall find out.
We'll find out in a couple weeks.
That's the problem. This is one of these days. I'm just gonna be. You know, it'd be great. Tune in tomorrow. Why? Because we're gonna either murder our DM tonight, except we're in quarantine. We can't do that even.
I'll send you anthrax in the mail. Also, what's your address?
We all go to his house every second week when we're not in quarantine.
Yes, but do we? I know how.
No,
to
they
get
know how to
there.
get here. They don't know
what the numbers on the side of the house are.
I know the numbers on the side of the house. That's how I figured out how to get there.
I'm a smarter person than me.
I mean, I might have it in my phone if I go back in conversations.
It's probably also somewhere in our Discord. But that being said, please don't send me anthrax in the mail.
Just cocaine.
Probably powdered sugar.
Icing sugar would be really good, actually. That would be a lot of fun. Maybe some flour mixed in just to get the consistency a little weird.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks, assuming that my players don't murder me first. But yeah, have yourselves a great night, everyone, and we'll be back.
Bye.
Hopefully, theoretically. Bye.